Execute termination protocol. Feed hijack in progress. Rerouting all signals to XRL7. Flanking from the cosmic night. Away from the null-renewed nuclear gate. Reborn no man the path. Infuse the wall and life. Now why that I won't comply? Silence the death we accept to stay up. So why should I wait behind? Till it's pacified.
There's a war in my mind. The storm that rages inside. I'm afraid what I'll find.
Existential voices I'm in
Far from the still of stasis, the wanderings wander around. Some charge get large, persistence in their steps. Now I'm replaying every move. I'm digging for the meaning and paths endlessly they diffuse. That space a place I can't switch it off tonight. Still much tonight. I just wanted to feel, but then it got too real. An overdose of emotion. I just wanted to heal. The wounds a smile conceal. An overdose of emotion. It might be too much. No, I can't switch it up. It might be too much, but I am fine. Far from the still of stasis, the wandering stampede around. They chase, conflate, persistent in their steps. Now I'm replaying every move. I'm digging for the meaning and paths endlessly they diffuse. That space a place, it's all too much. I just wanted to feel, but then it got too real. An overdose of emotion. I just wanted to heal. The wounds a smile conceal. An overdose of emotion. I just wanted to feel. An overdose of emotion. I just wanted, but then it got too real. An overdose of emotion. Now I can feel an overdose of emotion. But it got too real. An overdose of
And I'm sure some people may have figured out that Mike Evans is our guest again.
Lit, dude.
Wow.
I like most of the songs, but that one is awesome.
Wow.
Yeah. Dude. Boom. Wow.
You guys are listening to some heavy stuff around here. What's going on?
You got anything a little bit quieter, or is this
Yeah, like
I was
some
expecting
smooth
the
jazz.
Carpenters. Did we have any of that? No.
Very
Celine
patching
Dion.
line
Little
we
boss
can play
gags.
Hot Skags. There you go. Wow.
Elvis Costello. Yeah, you look at Mike, and he's such a nice person, soft-spoken. I'm watching the videos of him making and all the details and stuff and things from there. And then out of that mind comes these great songs that are they're just phenomenal. Heart-Shaped Hole is great. This song was one of the best yet. And I know you work with some people that you really enjoy and listen to on some of these things. It's just awesome.
Yep.
You're too kind, man. You're too kind. Thanks so much.
No,
yeah,
no,
man,
it's good.
This was awesome, man.
Yeah. Yeah, don't be humble
We'll get
on
through
this one. That
intros real
song
quick so
rocked.
we can get back to it. Culture, how you doing? No, it's okay, Mike. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, shut up, guest.
I've been better. I mean, I tweaked my back earlier today, and it's not gotten better. So, we'll get there. We'll be fine. It'll be all right. We'll get
Right
there.
on, man. Brahma, how you doing, man?
Pretty good. Got me a Maker's Mark poured, and we've had a lot of stuff going on this week, so I am really looking forward to this, and looking forward to talking to Mike again. And No Green Rocks here representing the Legion. It's fantastic. And then we got some bounding into comics here too with Jacob. This is going to be a great show.
Yep.
And welcome back, Mr. Grant Gregory.
Well, thank you.
How you doing, Grant?
Yeah, doing good. I've had a bit of a blow up this week in my subs. I'm currently 20 away from 14,000.
Nice.
And you were at 300 last Wednesday. Is that?
Yeah, 300. Yeah.
It's all because of your shorts content.
Yeah, all because of the shorts. Apparently, YouTube likes the color of my shorts.
I guess so.
I got a notification. Congratulations, you've got 250,000 hours of viewed content, but I still need another 3,000 to get monetized because shorts don't count.
Shorts don't count
Oh,
towards
go
view
figure.
time.
Toxic Man Flu. You were muted.
Why
There
would
we
you
go.
mute me?
I didn't mute you. You're muted. You muted yourself,
Your
buddy.
producer
He
sucks.
mutated.
Oh, is it my introduction time? Oh,
Yes.
okay, yeah. I'm doing good. It was an okay day, and I discovered TweetDeck, which allows me to schedule tweets, which makes things a lot easier. So,
Yeah.
for those of you
for
who've been
the
using
fluff.
it for a long time on this panel, thank you so much for telling me.
I did
using it
not.
forever.
There.
I've never
I've
never heard of it.
Never
I
used
was
it.
like, as a comics, if you heard of this tweet, oh yeah, TweetDeck, I'm there. Like
I use it. That's how I schedule all my tweets to promote all my shows every week.
That's smart.
Mike, that was phenomenal, and I've heard that song like 20 times already, and wow.
I mean, information's still my favorite. But
Information's great. Yeah,
this
heart
one,
shape.
yeah, it's funny because
Paul is great.
at first I was like, it's kind of, and I started really listening to it. And it's like, man, this is actually a really good song. Yeah. Well, the funny thing about it is that I didn't realize you had all your music on Spotify, because I started listening to Imperative Reaction again based off of the information, and I was like, oh, look at that. It's like there's information. And I was like, oh. So I listened to a few songs. I was like, okay, I'm gonna look up Mike's music and listen to all of it. So
I'm doing that as we speak, man.
What is it? Is it under XRL7 on Spotify?
Yes.
Indeed, it is. That's why
Okay.
we've got most of our stats. We've got
Great.
about I think 1 million and a third streams at the minute. So doing all right.
Nice.
You know,
I
as
mean,
a
it's no
Patreon-
Brahmadeus, but it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's not Brahmadeus. Though I would love to see what Mike could do with Brahmadeus.
Yes.
That would be awesome because
That would
many
be-
of us scream when we hear it. So that would be good.
Also joining us tonight is Jacob, Society Reviews, also from Bounty in the Comics. How you doing, Jacob?
I'm doing great. As you can see here, I'm wearing my green T-shirt because that's just how much I love the TV show She-Hulk. And by love, I mean I want to die every Thursday night that the show is released.
You incel.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
But
funny.
just those
'cause
man babies, man.
This
That's
this
right.
episode, by far, it's like they dialed down the misandry and cranked up the boredom. So
Yeah, it's like the episodes that you don't hate just have nothing to them. So after like 30 minutes, it's like, what the hell am I supposed to talk about? Like for the site, like nothing happened. Like literally nothing happened. Jen got ghosted by someone and went into therapy for 30 minutes. Like how am I supposed to stretch that into a 1,000-word review?
you kind of can't. Yeah.
There was a bull that destroyed her Prime Prius or Prius Prime. What the hell is that?
I don't know.
It was delivered by Amazon? I don't get it.
Probably.
Who still drives a Prius? Like who?
Man.
Isn't Tesla the new
apparently
car now?
they have a marketing deal with Toyota because they've been marketing.
Tesla's not the new car because they all hate Elon.
Yeah,
I guess.
pretty much. No Green Rocks. How you doing, sir?
I'm
Legion
good, I'm
of
good.
Memers represent.
Yeah, I think a bunch of them already started with the meme craziness. I just want to say, hail you guys. I love you guys. And thanks for having me on. I love being here, hanging out with you. Yesterday was an absolute blast. I might be a tiny bit tired because we were up a little bit late, but the memes will not suffer. So, yeah, thanks for having me on. I'm just happy to be here with you guys.
Well, thank you, sir. And of course, welcome back for the third time. Mike Evans apparently likes us.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me on again, guys. Great to hang out with you. And I'm hanging out with you guys so much, I'm starting to get a bit of an American accent, a bit of a generic thing going on, man. So
now you gotta dial it back.
They always go to like Midwest. They never go to like anything
They
else.
never
It's
come
always
down to the
Midwest.
South and talk to us. No.
Well, yeah, when a lot of like when
a
a lot of like British actors try to learn American accents, like the first one they gravitate to is against the Southern accent because it's easier for them to pick up than the other ones. So
That's because we're simpler.
yeah.
Easier to pick up.
there's certain words though which are always a bit tricky. For some reason, the word girl. Always find really
Oh,
weird
yeah.
recording.
I
That's
had
a
to get
pretty
that stuff
girl.
beaten out of me when I was in radio. So I grew up saying just as just and oil as oil. You know, it was just that kind of stuff from the South. So,
Or like Canadians trying to pronounce anything with the letter R.
or Canadians trying to pronounce anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, the funny part is it depends on what part of Canada, right? Because like if you ever talk to anyone from Vancouver, they talk like this, like everything's a question.
Yeah.
Very Swedish.
Yeah, it is kind of
But
Swedish.
there's a lot of I mean, it's funny because that's like the northern Midwest, right? If you're like an Ooper or whatever, if you're like up in Michigan or whatnot,
Yeah.
you have that inflection where it goes up at the end of whatever you're saying.
Oh, don't ya?
Don't
There
you?
you go.
Yeah.
Culture, have you ever been to Mackinac Island? There in the Oop.
No, but I've been up in
It's
the
a great,
Ooper.
it's a great one. I got to take the Mrs. Flew there. So
All
they have
right.
Mackinac Island Fudge. It's an island in the. You can take a ferry there. It's between the Upper Peninsula and the northern part of Michigan, near Mackinac City, and things up there. It's real nice. Real nice up there for about 3 months out of the year, and then the
Yeah,
rest
when
of it
it's
is complete.
Then it's turned to a hockey rink.
Yeah, pretty much.
No.
It's a glacier. So
Right on.
but, yeah.
So
Transition to dead air and
yeah.
comics. Q.
and Comics Q's dead air. So anyway,
Get a lot of flat lines whoever's editing this show.
gotta shoot the person who's running the show. That'd be me. Never mind.
That's right.
So you just released, was this episode 21 or 20?
Yeah, man. Episode 20 with, as you probably saw in the lyrics, we got Andy Sizek of the band Monuments and David Dutton of the band Gen Cab. David added some cool sound design, and they both voiced a few characters. We got a whole bunch of cool people in the episode. I'll just name drop a few. Avi Ghosh of Art vs. Industry. We got Johnny, I always get this surname wrong, Johnny Cardillo of Carcosa. And we got Gianni Matragrano, who's a video game voice actor. We got some really awesome people in this episode, and it came out really well. And the song's the heaviest song so far. So when Andy Sizek is involved, you got to write a heavy song. So
I like the heavy.
yeah.
Really like it.
I never knew how you guys would react to something like that. I don't know how what your vibe is to metal or scream, but Culture. I'm trying to get a read on what your musicality is.
Oh man, I'm eclectic. I listen to everything. So my sensibilities are vast. I appreciate all music. I have a very deep background in music.
Do you know how hard it was not to make a Doobie Brothers joke right there?
Wait, I thought he was one of them.
I mean,
Hollander,
it wasn't that hard. You just made one.
Yeah. I mean, it's like a layup. So I mean,
But no, I mean, I listened to industrial before it was cool, and it lots of great sounds. But no, I mean, I can go from classical to jazz to you name it. So got Miles Davis mixed in with Skinny Puppy and a couple others. Public Image Limited, if you want to go down the punk rabbit hole. There's a bunch of stuff, and I even listen to the Moody Blues. I listen to a lot of like English bands. I don't know why that is.
Because they have
I
good
listen,
music.
to, I listen to both kinds of music, country and Western.
Oh, a little
from
bit of that
the-
too. But no,
Country and Western.
I was trying to bang my head in the background while the intro was playing, but my back is hurt so bad that I was like hurting myself.
This is not your OnlyFans.
The only guy with the
telling
hair to
you.
do it, and you didn't do it.
hey, Mike, how much do we have to pay you to do a metal version of the theme song for Rawhide?
Yeah, about $50.
I mean, that's a lot in American. I mean, in British pounds. I mean, right now it's not doing too well. So I mean,
They're
that's
pretty
what,
close, aren't they?
$100.
Parody, yeah.
There's parody.
Getting pretty close to parody. Yeah. Dude, it's funny because you're like, yeah, not sure how heavy we like things. So I like Combi Christ. Have you heard of them?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm thinking like some heavy stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And I grew up on oldies and then went straight into grunge and then metal from there. So grunge, my favorite
right.
period of rock. Nobody else's though.
I like
Do you
grunge.
remember a Human League?
Oh wow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So weren't they? They're the first ones that come out with a song that was completely performed using synthesizer.
I know that guy.
So yeah.
Just can't get enough.
Nick does not like heavy music though.
No, not
Nick
at all.
Would
He
not have liked
Clearly
this
looks like
song
he doesn't like
at
anything heavy.
all.
The true Megan Thee Stallion fan right there.
Oh yeah.
Don't leave me
Megan
hanging,
Trainor
Nick.
and Nick go
If it ain't
together,
twerking,
yeah.
it ain't working for Nick.
We call him 32 Flavors of Liberace.
Oh wow.
I brought some friends with me. How you doing?
We're
we've
doing
been
good.
great.
Doing good.
Hey.
Holy shit! Yeah, you did bring a lot of friends. So definitely jumped
So
up.
Nick, I'm going to send you a link.
I
to
figured
the
out how to
song,
do that-
and you
that
have got
attachment
to
thing.
listen to it. Dude.
Oh, nice.
The new raid.
The
Yeah.
thingy, the Bobby thingy, yeah.
Yeah, you can do the.
No
right now.
thanks to Culture Casino, who never shows up anymore. He's the only one I'm not happy to see tonight. How is everybody?
We're all doing pretty good.
Ultra went to the hospital for his back.
Oh my God.
Holy
Yeah,
cow!
we were-
How did she get that kind of money?
But he made
I
sure
don't
he
know,
made
man.
it back in time for TNT, I see.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be here that long, Tom. So you can speak ill of me when I leave, as
I'm
usual.
just picking on you, and you know it.
I know.
I really could have used you, though, man. Seriously.
I know. I feel like a jerk. I was like, oh, I wish I could like get out of this chair, off of this hot pad.
Well, I don't understand this Rings of Power shit.
Neither do I.
Yeah. Has anyone here actually watched Rings of Power?
Well, no, I don't
Yes.
mean the show itself. I mean the whole ratings thing. And Valiant did a video on it. I haven't had a chance to watch yet. And
Yeah, well, that's something we'll get into a little later. We
Yeah, we
have
got-
like the One Hollywood Reporter article that talks about like the top streaming numbers, and apparently it has like 1.7 billion views. Like
no.
sorry, not
That's
views,
viewing
watch hours.
minutes, watch hours, or whatever. Or viewing
Yeah,
minutes or
and
whatever,
it's just
yeah.
like that seems a little high for that show. Just
I mean, didn't an
That's my
article
opinion.
come out where House of Dragons absolutely wrecked them in viewership?
yeah, that's what I thought too.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Even though this article that you guys are talking about are like trying to paint Rings of Power some huge success, when really, in comparison, House of Dragon had 700 and some million watch hours or minutes, and that's not that much less than the billion some that Rings of Power had, and that's not counting the people that watched it live
Exactly.
on HBO.
It's a cable show too. So
Yeah.
there's views there.
There was like 10 million people that watched the first night, and I'm sure that actually went up in viewership as opposed to Lord of the Rings, which probably went down considering. But as you said, we'll get into that. I'm just trying to figure it out.
We'll get
so,
into it. Yeah. So Mike, how long did it take you to create this episode?
About 8 weeks, something like that. I think. Yeah.
Damn, dude, that's a lot of
Took a
time.
while.
That seems
Yeah.
less than what you said.
investment.
They have been taken though. I thought you were saying they were taking like 2 or 3 months to do before.
I'll tell you what. Okay, well, in terms of actual physical animation, editing, all that stuff, it took about 8 weeks. I think
Okay.
writing the song took about 5 days, but getting the files in, oh, that's a different story.
Oh,
'cause,
that's where the time comes, huh?
that's-
Okay.
yeah,
And
like-
do you do this on your computer, or like how do you do this? Like do you draw it on a tablet and then move it to the computer, or is this just all on the computer?
do it with some paper and flick it. No, it's a graphics tablet. Basically little laptop. Yeah, just do it all there. Put the time in, but it's just motivation. Got to do it. But as I say, man, like for example, Andy Sizek, like he was on tour at the minute, and so getting files of him like took a while because he's like on a really, really aggressive sort of tour schedule. And he's so humble about it, man, because like I'll be speaking to him on Twitter and he'll be like, "Oh man, so sorry I'm late. I was traveling." He's always saying traveling. When you look it up online, like on his Instagram, he's just traveling means playing in front of like a sea of people and like these huge festivals. So it's wild, man. But yeah, people take a while sending files in, and yeah, so it took a while, but not too bad.
Enough. How's episode 21 coming?
I've actually got a first draft of it. So episode 21 features a few familiar voices on this stream right now. I'm slowly trying to assimilate the whole Dix division, man. It's I'm like the Borg in a pixelated way.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so that's I've got a version of that, so that'll be fun. It's pretty much there. Just need to get the song mixed, and that'll be out. And yeah, it's going well. I have something for that soon.
I heard one of your shorts, and it had a very familiar voice in it.
Yeah, we got so we have these shorts, these side series, these like 1 minute things to keep content flowing, where the flamboyant, over the top manager Alfie has a little sort of like a little blog, sort of audio blog. And yeah, we got the lovely Corey Harrison, Sir Talks a Lot, to appear in the latest one.
Nice.
And yeah, it's not the last we'll be hearing of him.
Nope.
Wow.
Yeah, just have that one.
Corey's great.
Oh, I want everyone to know that I get access to all Mike's stuff early because I'm on his Patreon. So yeah, look up XRL7 on there, and apparently you can download all the actual files. So I don't, they don't go away if I tell Amazon to kiss my ass. So, yeah, I would say go over there. And if you really want to sponsor somebody that puts together good animation, good content, it's got a message. And it's not a right or left message. It's just a common sense message. It's got good plot, good characters, and some great music. I highly recommend that you go over to Patreon and follow Mike. It's not that much per month, but yeah, you'd be supporting somebody that's really putting together some great stuff and working with some great people across the globe. So that's my pitch from that Mike. And also would like to know where my wife got that kind of money. Thank you.
We'll get to the super chats in a second. One of the questions I wanted to ask you last time you were here, but I didn't get a chance to ask you, was about the world of XLR7. The whole thing with the districts and whatnot. So what is it? Is it just like this mega city that everyone lives in now? I mean, what does the actual world look like? And what year is it actually?
I've got to look. I've got to check it now. It's like it's 2049 or something like that. It's futuristic, but it's kind of more of a parallel world. Like it's not like super technologically advanced. It's more like a different version of now, but a little bit in the future. You know what I mean?
Right.
Which makes it easier to compare things to real life in various ways. And by the way, Toxic, thanks, man. You're better at selling the show than I am. So
it's just good stuff. I mean, this is when Comix said, "Hey, let's do these Thursday shows and highlight some artists." You, Genja Ninja, we've got oh god, a complete blank because I'm old. But you're the reason why we wanted to do this. Yeah. And reach out to people like you, Flip City Magazine, who we're going to try and do some more stuff with. All those kind of people making this new culture that we really have to do to take back some runaway things that are going on. I mean, you really are the new punk wave that's coming through, right? And I lived through some of the younger ones, even to Outlaw Country was that way. Pretty much, leave me alone. You don't get to tell me what to do kind of stuff, so... And a lot of that comes out, in the music. The individuality comes out from there. Yeah. So,
well, and the funny thing about it is that Mike ended up pinging me like December of last year, and he's like, check my show out. I'd love to come on and talk about it. I'm like, okay. And I watched all the episodes within, I would say, probably like 2 or 3 days. I was like, dude, this stuff is fantastic. I got to get you on. And then it was just like radio silence. It's like I felt bad because I ghosted Mike for like 3 months at that point. And I was like, I need to get a producer. And that's when I got Tox involved. And I was like, Tox, reach out to Mike.
So, Mike, it's all your fault. I just want to let you to know that, everyone.
But yeah, fantastic. Dude, what you're doing is, it's very creative. I love the pixel art. I'm a big fan of the pixel stuff. And on top of that, it doesn't hurt the fact that you're, playing, industrial type music. So
Yeah,
yeah.
it's a mix of stuff. Cheers, thanks a lot, guys. You're too kind. You're making me blush. But
the thing that's crazy about it too is like you're doing all this in your spare time. I mean, it's one thing for me to record a video. I mean, it takes me a couple hours in my spare time, having a full job. But you have a full job and you're animating something, and not just like, oh, this will take me 3 hours. This will take 8 weeks. That is a lot of dedication, which I know I don't have.
Dedication, willpower, and self-control.
Yeah, it's a lot of mind games. I'll tell you that. I don't think I could do it a few years ago because I've said before, man. Like the human tendency is just to procrastinate and put it off, and just like, if it's a long time to get the reward, we're much more likely to just put it off and distract ourselves. So it's really, the secret is a bit like the Shia LaBeouf just do it thing, but more like it's more like just you got to like force yourself to do it and just do a little bit, just trick yourself and be like, yeah, I'll just do a little bit, and and then it just adds up really fast. So it's all good. But to answer your question about the districts comics, the world of XRL7 it's a little bit Hunger Games ish, where like District 1 is kind of like a big mega sort of area, where District 1 is the rich, wealthy capital, London, Washington, LA sort of thing, and District 3 is kind of like is where most of the plot is set, and that's kind of like a middle class music district. Like, music's quite big there. You got District 2, but the higher the number goes, the further you have more poverty and things of that nature. And District 1, the main antagonist of the series is this kind of charismatic David Bowie-esque music mogul, music icon called the Duke, and he has a record label and all these various ties to the military and the state, and all his artists are making music which is quite low vibration, quite consume, quite sort of good citizen type stuff. Don't think too much, and
don't think, just consume.
Don't think, just consume. Right. And there's people like XRL7 that are doing some more challenging music and questioning the status quo and the censorship and all that stuff like that. So that's the vibe. Cyberpunk.
I like that with your music, you are actually going against that, because it's become so commonplace nowadays, even amongst the heavier genres of music, whether it's hardcore, punk, industrial metal. A lot more artists have become one with the establishment machine. And
yes,
you're still you have stuck to your guns. I find that a much more admirable trait in 22 than compared to, say, maybe 1986, because now you're seeing who's showing their true colors, and here you are still sticking to your guns. I find that much more admirable. And I want to say, dude, there are times I'm literally working, and when I'm working, I get information stuck in my head like a lot. I'm just like, that son of a bitch did it. He's got those infectious courses. I'm like, well, that's what's good, because you're just good at being a songwriter. Because I always tell people, you don't have to be the best musician. It's about being a good songwriter. And that's why I feel like you prioritize first is the songwriting over the musicianship. It's like, yeah, what you can do is cool, but you know how to write something that sticks with people's heads. And I feel like that's the most important part, is having the hook. You know how to write hooks, and that's such an underrated part, overlooked part. So,
that's an excellent point.
Nicely done job with that song and all your songs. But information, seriously, like I'm telling you, man, it's inescapable. Once you listen to it, it sticks.
It's very on point for current year.
Oh, that too.
Very much so.
And, I mean, not only is it just a good song, but it's like, I think we talked about this last time. It's like, just go to Reclaim the Net. And all I do is I just think about that song as I'm looking up articles where it's talking about digital IDs and all the censorship from big tech and, collusion between the government and, corporations. And it's just like, wow, dude, we really are kind of heading towards, we are heading towards a cyberpunk dystopian future, which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's definitely like you did with your wife.
Oh, there's two. There's the acoustic, nice, pretty ones. There's one called Parallel Lives, and one called Flicker, because Amy is not into heavy music, so I thought I'd involve her and do some chill stuff. But yeah, man, information. Yeah, I'm really happy with how that came out. It's when there's a song which has a hooky is hooky and has like extra depth to it. I feel like I've accomplished something. And yeah, what you're saying, Nick, absolute preach. It's not about what solos and shredding and the technical stuff. It's about just having a core song. And I found in recent years writing a song from acoustic really helps with that, because you're just with the you've got the vocal melodies, the chord structure, the riffs. You've got the core song there. You're not worrying about being too technical or too what I mean.
I'm going to pull out an obscure reference on that point. Stevie Ray Vaughan. Okay, Stevie Ray Vaughan, an amazing guitarist, singer, blues, you name it. Seen the guy live, very fortunate man to see that. When he did his very first MTV Live Unplugged, and he had to play all his songs without the electric guitar, he said he learned so much about songwriting in that one session that he had there than he had in 20 years previous playing.
Wow.
From doing that. So, but that you were talking about doing the acoustic versions, all that stuff, and how it really brings it together musically. And I thought, wow, one of my favorite artists of all time said the same thing. So,
well, and in regards to the hook, I mean, Blues Traveler wrote a song that was literally a whole bunch of nonsense that was literally about the hook always brings you back. The nice part about your music is it does have the hook, but it also has lyrics that, actually something we care about. So
really resonate.
I really appreciate that. Yeah.
I want to get this comment real quick because this is an interesting one. I've never read or watched a piece of dystopian fiction where the characters acknowledge or use the term dystopian or dystopia. Yeah, because that's basically the world they live in, right? It's like, I guess the best way of putting it is, I know there's like a lot of zombie movies and zombie entertainment where they never say the term zombie. Yeah, especially The Walking Dead. They always call them something else.
I mean, isn't it?
Walkers or
walkers.
the dead.
Eaters, biters, whatever. But yeah, I mean, I guess it's like poverty, right? If you live in an impoverished nation, you don't view yourself, I guess, as living in poverty because it's all around you. It's basically kind of the state of the world. So it makes sense for them to not acknowledge the dystopian future because it's just the world they live in.
Commonplace. Yep.
Yeah.
Standard. It's normalized in their world for better and worse.
And Brightest Day just told you what it's called. The term for it is genre blindness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't realize that was actually a term. All right, let's get some super chats. WG for $50. I will match every super chat from the Flu fam tonight. Well, unless, of course, they get too crazy. Then I'll go for a drink and not come back. But until then, and that was, I got these out of order, so sorry. Mrs. Flu says, for $50, pay the boy. Do it rawhide.
Rawhide.
We're going to have to do that now, buddy.
Yep.
Mr. Greg Gregory for 5 Australian pesos. What a fucking intro. Killer song, killer animation.
Yeah, wouldn't let me swear on super chats.
Yeah, it typically does not do that.
Thank you, sir. Google.
So talk to me, Flu, for $2. I'll start small, WG.
Ooh.
And WG matches.
That was a Drew.
Your Huckleberry.
I'm your Huckleberry.
That was not a Drew size chat. That was a Jet.
Wow, bro.
Yeah, that's a great question, Raster. I'd like to know as well.
So Rastercaster for $20 to Mike. What software do you use? Clip Art Studio, Toon Boom, After Effects, and or mix all of them? One more than the other. To the rest of you, hail Semper Retardus. Semper Retardus. Mags for $10. Hail to the Dix Division. Hail to you, Mags.
Hail to you, dear.
Well, to answer that question, thanks for that question, man.
Yeah.
Software-wise, mainly Toon Boom, and then that's how I do the animation. Draw the stuff in another program because Toon Boom is not friendly for pixel art, so I do the pixel art in a program called Hexels, and then once I've animated, then I'll export that and open it up in Adobe Premiere. And that's where I'll add all the sound effects and some extra effects and things like that. There's actually a video on the XRL7 channel called, I think, Backstage Animation, where I go through some of the things involved there. So yeah, those free programs mainly.
The making of.
Wait, these are all free
Making of.
programs, you said?
No.
No. All
Three
All three
programs.
Yeah.
Sorry, free individual programs. Yeah. Oh, and of course the music software. So Cubase. I don't use Cubase, but Sonar. But you can use anything for that.
Oh man, you got my juice senses tingling, man. That sucks.
Yeah, I was gonna say, of course, you need the word free.
Language barrier strikes again.
Yeah, they're both speaking English, sort of.
Exactly.
But yeah, dude, that's crazy. Where did you? I don't know if I asked you this initially when you were on. Where did you pick up the pixel art stuff? I know that you were trying to make a game, but what kind of got you into trying to create pixel art? Because that's not easy.
It's not easy, but it's easier than some other mediums. You know what I mean? It came from just a love of retro games, man. Like growing up in the 90s and having an Atari and an Amiga and MS-DOS games and stuff like that. That's always been on my mind, always been a love of mine. And I don't know, just because I've been in bands for like years and years and years, and you kind of want, you want to express yourself in a different way, because music, you can express yourself in a certain way. It's very emotional, it's very abstract, but there's something more direct about, when you have characters literally interacting and you've got like a script and stuff like that. And it was really trying to make a game in like kind of in homage to those 90s adventure games and stuff like that. So that's where it came from, and it kind of is a happy accident that I started XR7 as a game and it just didn't work out, and then I just picked up the assets and rebranded it as what it is now. And the lead character in the series, Omega, was actually a bad guy in the game version.
That's funny.
It's kind of reminiscent of Coheed and Cambria,
Yeah.
I mean, he does the graphic art or the graphic novels to go along with his music. You're doing a pixeled, YouTube show to go along with it, and it's a very cool idea. I wish more artists would put out more art with their music that way, because it would be cool to see what's going through like the actual musician's mind and get it in some medium, with the music, so that you have kind of a picture of what they were thinking of. And I think that's really cool that you're doing it that way.
Cheers,
Man,
he's awesome.
If you call that a happy accident, you need to make more mistakes, because that is a hell of an impressive mistake.
Well,
I'm
it's
just
funny
saying.
because a lot of creative people, they will go and create something, it doesn't work out, and they'll repurpose it, right? I mean, I've done that in the past as well, where I've kind of like repurposed characters, and you come up with something better than you originally kind of envisioned. So it's like, I totally get it. And it's funny because like when you talk about how Omega initially started off as being the bad guy, I mean, that's how Superman started, right? When they originally wrote him, he was supposed to be this bad guy, and he looked a lot like Lex Luthor, and then that didn't work out, and then they came up with Superman as we know him today. So I just think that was kind of interesting.
Wow, did not know
Yeah.
that. Oh, and
I think
happy
there was
belated
a
birthday, Nick, by
fantastic
the way.
documentary about that, actually.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it, Mike. Great to be on stream with you again, too.
Yeah, you too, man. Definitely.
Thank you.
All right.
Sorry, what were we saying there?
Oh no, I
I think we were talking about pussy.
Yes,
Well,
it's very wet.
after you go real big,
Whoa.
after you
Tox
go
is
real
wet.
big, Mike, maybe you'll be able to get somebody to repurpose all of your characters and everything back into a video game of the show.
Very true.
That would
Very
be cool.
possible.
If you ever throw Tox as a character in one of your episodes, make sure it has Mrs. Flu throwing meat at him.
That's right.
Yeah.
well, that's the thing. It's kind of I was wondering about. It's like, how would you actually make a video game out of the series? at
Make it
this
a
point?
musical beat 'em up, like River City Ransom or Double Dragon. I mean, they already kind of fit the genre of the pixels. It'd be interesting.
Yeah, there's lots of ways of looking at it, I suppose. The first thing that comes to my mind is point and click, because that's like what I love. But of course, Omega beating everyone up could be fun too.
I was thinking point and click as well. There was a game. I don't know what happened to it. It was supposed to be out by now, called The Last Night. I don't know if you ever heard of it.
I don't think so. No.
Well,
Oh yeah,
it was
yeah,
a-
yeah, yeah. I do know it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one, the trailer, that was incredible
Yes.
from the French developers.
Yes.
Beautiful. Man,
And it's like he ran into, I wouldn't say a bit of a controversy because of Gamergate, but he basically made some comments that weren't like bad or anything like that. But of course, the world we live in today, he basically was talking about the whole thing with games journalism and how they had to be, impropriety, just the fact that they're not. God, what's the word? I'm totally fucking blanking. Just the fact that they are, for the most part, embedded with the developers, sometimes literally. In the case of a
In
certain
cahoots.
developer. In cahoots, yeah. So he basically said, "Hey, this is bad. We need to have independent games journalists that aren't basically in cahoots with these, studios as well as the developers."
Yeah.
And then he basically premiered his trailer, and I think Anita Sarkeesian went after him, and like what's her name as well, and they basically kind of let the gas out of the balloon, I guess, for that game, because I haven't seen anything about it. And occasionally I'll think about it and I'll Google it and I'll see that there's been like zero movement on it.
They have a Discord server, which I am on actually, and he's got the tagline of "I'm working on it."
Okay.
But I don't know how it's going. I didn't know that's exactly what happened. That's very interesting. I do remember hearing something about some unpolitically correct comments or something like that. But
yeah, the unpolitically correct comment was basically supporting Gamergate.
yeah.
So it sucks, but this is the current year, and the game just looks fantastic.
It does. A few people have ripped that off now because he's like showed his hand,
Yeah, because this is what I think like 4 years ago when that trailer dropped. So yeah, not smart, because you've had several pixel animated cyberpunk games that have come out since then. So
yeah.
Has any of them been not broken?
Has what?
Has any of them been not broken?
I don't know.
Cyberpunk games?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I was like, I haven't checked them
A
out,
little
but
bit better about that, Jacob, I see.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, they came like after the anime on Netflix. Like people really like got back into the game.
Yeah.
QBG
And
was playing it tonight.
despite the fact that it had issues, I didn't have as many issues. I was playing on my Xbox 360, not 360, Xbox One. God, I'm old and senile apparently. I'm Joe Biden tonight. So I was playing it on the Xbox One, and it worked just fine. It had some issues. The big thing was the fact that it wasn't as rich as the demo footage, right? As far as like how crowded the streets were and all the stuff that was going on. So that sucked. But playability, I didn't have as much issues. Go ahead, Culture.
Oh no, I was going to say, okay, so on the PS5, because I've played the most recent patch on both the PS5 and the PC. PS5, after about an hour and a half to 2 hours, it'll start to have some issues where it'll drop assets like into the ground after you incapacitate somebody or whatever. So you'll have to collect the firearm from like that's halfway embedded into the cement or whatnot. Some visual stuff is still there, but overall, doesn't break the game. It like over the course of like a 40-hour play session, like one playthrough of the game, you'll have maybe 2 or 3 issues that will cause the game to either need to be restarted or a complete fail. That's pretty good considering where the game came from. On the PC, on the other hand, no issues whatsoever, and I never have any of those like odd like pop-ins or any of that stuff. And it is more heavily populated on the PC now when you walk through crowds and stuff like that. But it's much better. And again, because of, and I'm not sure, was it Nick or somebody else mentioned the fact that the anime resurrected the game.
It did.
Yeah.
And it was, I enjoyed the game. Like I said, I've been playing the tabletop game since like '89. When I was in Colorado, some friends from high school introduced me to it, and I was like, holy shit, this thing is awesome. And before I moved back to Texas, I made sure to buy the box set. So I still have my original box set. I still have my original 2020 I bought like in 92.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I have all the books, even the current one that's PDF, and I'd like to get the actual physical copy. But I have every single version of Cyberpunk because, you know, I love the game, despite the fact that I don't use that system for playing anymore. I use the hero system instead. But the game, I have a lot of attachment to, you know, a lot of good memories playing that game. It's just fucking great. And for me, I've said this multiple times, the fact that I actually get to see not just a video game based off of Mike Pondsmith's work, but an actual anime, I never thought that day would come. Never thought it.
Look, I'm telling you right now, if you have not seen Edge Runners, for those of you out there in the audience, go to take the time to find a way to watch it. I know a lot of people don't have Netflix any longer. Find a way to watch this show. It is worth your time. All 10 episodes. You care the whole way through. That usually that tells you it's great animation, but it also tells you it's a great story. We don't have a lot of those right now.
Yeah, it's about time we get some good adaptations of games in media. Like I think the last good game one was probably Arcane. That was pretty good as well. So,
Mike, have you seen Netrunner or not Runners? Edge Runners?
I haven't seen Edge Runners yet. No, I'm sold on it now. After that pitch.
Dude, it's great.
You gotta watch it.
It's so good. The animation, like if you have like if you really like animation, it is so good, so flavorful.
The animation, you will love it because of the way you do your stuff. But it is fully engaging, and it kind of resides in the world that like you're creating with your game, and it just in a different way. And of course, the soundtrack's brilliant because you know.
Everybody liked Arcane. I put this above Arcane. I like this a lot better. I like the style a lot better, and I like the story a lot better.
I don't think I've seen Arcane. Is it worth? It's
very good.
It's very good. I just like this a lot better. It's more in the style and the genre that I like.
Totally, yeah. I mean, I liked Arcane. I like this more because it's it's cyberpunk.
Yeah, and I like.
I
like
saw
so.
I saw clips of it on the Corridor Crew because they talk a lot about like the CGI and everything like that, and it looked like it was very well made. But didn't Netflix like fire like half their animation staff now?
Yeah, this was developed in Japan.
Yeah, this is Studio Trigger.
Yeah,
different studio.
Yeah. I really hope they do a season 2, even if it's with a different set of characters.
They will have to. There's no way you can't, dude. Sometimes they like it's got to be an anthology. If you're gonna do a season 2, it's an anthology at that point because you can't put the cookie dough back in the tube.
I think mods are already coming out. They're already making mods for the game that like correlate to the anime, and people are loving that.
Oh, hey! They inserted a DLC into the game prior to the release of the anime, and you actually get to see like the initial blurb in the game. You get to see like it from a completely different perspective, and it has a brain dance. It's freaking bitchin'. I was like, this is amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Mike, have you read any cyberpunk novels?
No. I've really wanted to read some William Gibson, but actually I have years ago, but it's erased from my memory. Johnny Mnemonic style, so no.
Yeah, great thing is they're all on audiobook. So
well, there you go.
Yeah, you can get them on Audible. It's been years, and this year I started really getting back into the genre, and I went through, the first three, first 3 books. Well, I would say first 3. It's only 3 books of the Sprawl trilogy. John Walter Williams is also really good, and his stuff was written a little later, like later 80s rather than like the mid to early. And I like his stuff a lot. And the first book, Hardware, is really good. Second one is not as cyberpunk. It still takes place in the same world, less focus on the cyberware. And it's more kind of like takes place in space, which is also really good. I haven't had a chance to get to his 3rd book because there's no audiobook for it. But it's really good. I also read. Let's see. I'll just highlight this. Snow Crash is another book I read this year. It's funny. It's kind of like a campy cyberpunk story. The lead character is named Hero Protagonist, and he's a pizza delivery driver. So I mean, there is this like level of kind of camp to it, but it's pretty good.
Awesome.
I don't think I've read anything by Bruce Sterling yet. Let me get some of his stuff, but then I read the 3 books for Altered Carbon, which are really good. First book is amazing, way better than the actual series. The series is still good, but they totally changed a lot of stuff, and it just like the book is just so much better. And then second book, not as good as the first or the third book, but still good. Third book is also really good, and yeah, it's a shame. I really wish that they stuck with the actual trilogy, what he had in mind for it, because like Felcrest Falconer, completely different character. Her and Takashi were not in a relationship. She basically died way before he was even born. So it's just a very, very interesting series.
Oh wow!
I'm trying to think of what else I've read. The book I'm reading now, not cyberpunk, it's called 1 Second After. It's basically about an EMP, taking on America. That one's kind of
if you like audiobooks,
nightmare
you
fuel.
should definitely check out Graphic Audio. They do
Graphic Audio?
they do some great adaptations of some of our favorite comics. They have Batman No Man's Land is just so good. Kingdom Come is amazing.
And confirm, No Man's Land is the shit.
Well, I mean, they use different voice actors, and it's almost like the old radio dramas, except like the quality is up to like, it's insanely good quality. It is fantastic. Y'all should definitely check those out. I don't know if they even have them anymore, but they're good.
Yeah, you'll have to drop a link. Let's get to some more super chats real quick. Mr. Greg Gregor for 2 Australian. Will we see anything from Broken Butterfly X?
You've been reading stuff, man. That's my previous band before my previous band. And no, I don't think so. There's no. There was a previous band I was in which had a lot of drama associated mainly with one person, and I don't think I'll be revisiting that.
Irreconcilable differences.
When you're in a band with a girl,
And she's a lead singer. Yeah.
Yep.
Bit extra drama. No offense.
You could still have a Yoko within the band.
Big Raj for $1.99 Canadian with a big thumbs up. How's it going, Raj?
Good to see you, Roger.
Raj. Culture Casino for $25 with a monthly return.
Oh my god.
No, I got something special for that. Let me find it real quick.
Give me the meat and give it to me raw.
Yeah, it's actually from Rings of Power, folks. Have you been following Rings of Power?
Keep it that way. Good man. I haven't watched it either.
So you guys are like, as I said this to you guys like before, like you guys are my filter, so I don't have to watch these. You were doing the good work, so people like us.
She-Hulk is the bestest show ever, Mike. You should watch it too.
So you're the reason why I'm watching She-Hulk.
Okay. Now, She-Hulk, I was seriously watching it last week, and the song "Living on a Prayer" from Bon Jovi, who I hate, came into my head, and I knew that this show was destroying my brain.
Mm-hmm.
So.
I rarely watch one of these terrible shows, and somehow I've succumbed myself to She-Hulk, and I had the look of irritation on my face the entire time I was watching this episode today. I'm like, this is why bad things happen to good people.
I mean, She-Hulk is bad, and this episode is really boring. But I swear to God, the last episode of the Rings of Power was like fucking torture.
Is
Yeah.
it can't be worse than
As
that.
I've said, it's a hate crime against entertainment, and I swear that the writers need to be tried at the Hague and shot for war crimes. I mean, seriously. I mean,
In a video game, Susan.
down-
In a video
In the
game.
video game.
I'm joking. I'm not being serious, but I am serious that watching the show is torture.
It is.
Well, I haven't
Yeah.
watched Rings of Power, but I've said this many times while watching She-Hulk. Like, is this the worst TV show ever? Like, I legitimately can't even think of like a show that will be comparable to just how bad this show is. Like, this is the second week in like 3 weeks where the show's literally been about absolutely nothing. Like, there's literally nothing to talk about.
Well,
Yeah,
I
there's
think what
no-
they're culminating in is that
had a
I'm
breakthrough.
guessing that the last episode will reveal that he's Sauron in some form or way, and then the grasslands or Southlands, whatever the fuck it's called, becomes Mordor.
So you guys are telling me I did not waste my life by not watching
You did a good
She-Hulk, Cock
No.
Rings of Power.
No, Conquerings of Power, it was a good film, but that came out about 8 years ago. It's totally different.
It had more of a
Yes.
plot than the
It
last
had a
one.
plot.
Have the power.
I mean,
It
it
had
definitely
more
got to
knock.
the point. I mean, it
Cock
plowed
rings
through
of
a
power.
lot of
I'll give
things.
that.
Yeah. Yeah, it was that was rough.
Indeed.
That's where I
Mags.
first met comics. Was in the set of Conquerings of. Oh, oops, sorry.
Thanks for $5. Speaking of Drew, can anyone or mods share his Gifts and Go link? Thank you.
I did.
Thoughts?
I
Okay.
did, and I will do it again.
Thank you, sir.
Rings of so were you guys the fluffers on the set of that, or I'm trying to figure out what you were doing there.
Well, Tox was the fluffer.
Oh, okay.
You know, he's not called Comics Glory Hole Division for no reason.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks,
Andy
Andy.
Masterson.
Yeah,
He's,
thanks. Did you see
Nick was drinking. I think we almost killed him.
I heard about Alexander for $5. I replicated the Taco Bell quesadilla sauce, and I'm loving it. Favorite fast food restaurants besides In-N-Out, which is always number one.
Yeah.
Okay, clarification from here on. Do you fast food national chain? Because I got some fast food local that are favorite. Of
Yeah,
mine.
I think
We'll go
more
national
of a
train.
national
National
chain.
train.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do we consider Whataburger a national chain, even though
We
it's
should.
not
It's in
fully
my neck.
I
national?
call it a regional chain.
It's in my neck of the woods, and I would say it's my favorite. But that's
Mine too.
if I'm gonna have a hamburger that I didn't make, or the boss didn't make, or my dad didn't make, then it's Whataburger.
Okay.
Yeah,
Whataburger, then
if you have a-
Freddy's.
If you have a Culver's in your neck of the woods,
Culver's is
don't
excellent.
swear.
Butterburger.
Wisconsin original.
Culver's.
Okay.
Bona
I
Beat.
like Carl's Jr. a lot.
Oh yeah, I could see that. Yeah,
And
Carl's
Just
Carl's
like
Jr.
Hardee's, yeah.
It's also
used
hard.
to be in Texas, like in the 80s, and then for whatever reason it went away. And then, like, I guess like a decade ago, it came back, and it was like here for 2 years, and it went away again. I think there's like maybe one Carl's Jr. left in town.
Well, I thought mostly in Texas they had they didn't have Carl's Jr. They had Hardee's because it's the same company.
It's the same
Yeah,
company.
same
Back
company.
when I lived
They
in
merged.
Texas, we had Hardee's.
I don't recall Hardee's being in San Antonio. I've only seen, Carl's Jr.
Okay.
So, I've seen Hardee's like in other places, like when I was in
Yeah.
Virginia, but
Yeah, back east, yeah, they have Hardee's everywhere.
Yeah, they still have them instead of Carl's Jr.'s.
No, I think that's a good choice for if you're gonna go regional. National brands, though, I mean, I don't know, man. I can't stand McDonald's anymore. I can't stand. I mean, maybe in a pinch, Burger King, but and then pizza's like a complete hit and miss depending on where you are in the country as to
You
what
don't
chain
do
might be.
chains. That's how you solve their pizza problem. You
now my
support the
runner-up
local
to
joints.
is Taco Bueno, which is not local to San
Taco
Antonio.
Bueno.
Taco Bueno's
See,
good.
we had Taco Bueno did what Whataburger did. They came to Colorado about maybe 2 or 3 years ago, and it was the first time they had branched out again. And they put in 5 stores, and within a year they were all closed down. And I
based
grew
out
up
of
on
Oklahoma
Taco Bueno. The problem was they weren't using the same ingredients that they were using in Texas and Oklahoma. So
No, they were not. They
everything
couldn't get 'em out.
tasted completely wrong to anybody who had had Taco Bueno before, and it didn't catch on here at all. Whataburger's doing great. we just opened the second location in Colorado last week, and it's like 1.2 miles from my house. So I'm thoroughly excited about that.
Well, consistency of burger and fries, I would say Five Guys. Because
There you go. I was waiting for somebody to say that.
Just
the season fries.
Some people don't like that, but I do. And
well, their burgers
I
are
like
like
the
expensive as shit now, though.
Yeah, everything's expensive because of what's going on. That's the Monday show that we could talk about why the beef and everything.
Yeah.
But consistency across the United States, I found that there seems to be really good. But if we're going to do a national chain that I would thoroughly enjoy above all the rest of them, it'd be Chipotle.
Yeah, or Qdoba, either one.
No, Popeyes,
my,
bro. They got Cajun rice and they got my chicken sandwich.
I want to know what Mike thinks
Olive Garden
is his fast food in his country, because I have no idea. I know there's American fast food there, but I'm not sure.
That's all I know about else.
He's just sitting there having kebabs all day long. What fast food?
Hey guys, you remember Jack in the Box? Remember when Jack in the Box was a thing?
Oh, we still have them.
They're still around. Yeah.
Yeah, but you don't go to Jack
They actually
in the
have
Box
great
unless you wanna get
breakfast
shot.
food.
You go to Jack in the Box for that late night. I don't want a hangover tomorrow.
I don't know how widespread this chain is, but do any of you guys have mod pizza, where you basically just get to name your own toppings and they cook it? I mean, I kind of like that because you get your own pizza and you get it exactly the way you want.
So, what's your favorite fast food restaurant, Mike?
Good question. It's not good. Burger King.
I honestly prefer Burger King over McDonald's for sure.
That's you know what it is. McDonald's. Yeah.
I like McDonald's fries better. I like Burger King's
They soak them in sugar water.
Sadly, you're right. They do have the better fries.
McDonald's
miss
fries
when
are
McDonald's-
really
nugget.
potatoes.
Yeah, but I miss when they used to do them in the beef tallow. That was the best back in the day.
Yeah, their fries suck donkey balls now.
Yeah, because the best fast food that I have is all local, right? The place called
Taco
Sub
shop
Express that's closed down near me. They had the best subs, the best burgers, the fries.
Yeah, we got some
everything.
really nice drive-in diners and stuff like that that are open in the summer and shit like that too.
Yeah. So we don't do the fast food stuff much anymore.
Yeah,
I
try to avoid it myself just because it's basically death on a plate.
Yeah, I don't that we make everything, but like in a pinch, like a Whataburger or something like that. But look, I'm gonna say something solid about Del Taco. One of my favorite Del Taco restaurants was one of the originals in California, in San Diego Mission Beach area. They still had, at least up until recently, they had the old sign out front. That place is the bomb. Still amazing food.
No, it gives you the bombs for sure.
No.
Toxic Man for $5. Nickweiser flavor number 19. Kamala Harris's North Korean cafe orgasm. Whenever she
when we get to Odyssey, I'm sure that's a conversation piece.
We are a great alliance.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
WG for $5. I'm not going anywhere. I can do this all night, man.
Ooh.
Yeah, see, now I don't want to super chat because I feel bad. I don't know.
Available for $10. Nickweiser flavor number 26.
Brahmabull's milky, salty caramel whiskey cream.
No.
Yummy.
Right up here, I do have.
Whoa!
Oh, he's got our cream in there?
Okay.
There
Oh,
it is.
I thought it was gonna be a mixture of my man goo and yours in a bottle.
No, it's not a bull, but it's a buffalo. Buffalo.
You just need to get that picture of you in that buffalo outfit
Buffalo
that they've got.
man.
put on
Nick,
there.
I got something for you.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Oh, hey, I think Magic Poop's in the audience. I got something new from him.
Oh my God, the cock.
It's so much better.
That's
so much better.
I think you
By
killed Nick.
better, he means
You killed
worse.
Nick.
I'm still not sure how Toxic got down her throat, but whatever.
Oh,
Toxic
well,
Man
number
for
easy.
$5. Okay, for your memory supplements and match volley up.
Oh, man.
Nick is dead.
No, he hasn't fallen far enough back to see Nick's nuts yet. This is still mild.
Here to Alexandria for $10. Sauron is going to live out his life as a blacksmith, but Galadriel pushes him back into being evil.
Yes. Yes.
He sees the Harfoots. He realizes he's been slacking by letting them become more evil than him.
Heron
needs spot on.
Heron needs
man.
a channel. If Heron doesn't have a channel yet, Heron needs a channel. The insight is brilliant. Well done.
Oh man,
Oh, that was so
That's
true.
great.
So if Guy Ladriel had left him alone,
it's all her
everybody
fault.
be fine.
He'd have just been a blacksmith.
Yep. Oh my god, that is fucking hilarious. Pinochet's helicopter tours. By the way, dude, I saw your super chat last night on Tim Pool. Just want to say I called it.
New York Times.
New York Times story confirms Jack Dorsey killed Twitter. He is a true libertarian. Government got
to him.
Yeah. Read his text to Elon.
I'll have to go check it
Really?
out. I haven't heard anything about that. Does that mean that he's the one who gave Elon the information about bots?
I believe that's what it is, but
Oh, damn, bro.
Did you put that on Twitter? You know,
Yeah,
Private
dude.
chat.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Private chat.
chat.
Okay.
Thank you.
We'll definitely have to cover that on the Odyssey side. Hutch the Dirty Roofer for $2. Bucky's defeats all opponents. Fight me. No, because Bucky's is amazing. If you don't know what Bucky's is,
they all have their own soul.
Bucky's is a gigantic gas station, isn't it?
it's basically a gigantic gas station that also kind of, I'm not gonna say doubles as a Walmart, but it's basically like a smaller Walmart or Target. I mean, you can literally buy anything at Bucky's.
Is that a Texas chain?
Yes.
Because it's expanding to Colorado, too. I
actually-
think Colorado's just becoming the test market for everybody on whether they're going to expand out.
Yeah, there's actually a Bucky's about an hour away from me in Georgia, so there's one here as well.
There's
you guys
like
know Quick Trip.
Yes, we have Quick Trip.
We have Come and Go.
Those used to be Get and Goes. I used to work at both of those. They both started in the city that I was born in. And I actually have some pictures of the Dix Division merch sitting next to a Come and Go sign that I sent to Comix on a vacation. So, yeah.
Yep. Brightest Day for $2. Just shut up and take my money.
Good
Thank you,
Brightest
dude.
Day.
I think you're doing good now.
WG.
If we
just
shut up,
failed.
though,
He
it's
said
gonna be-
shut up.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's gonna be a
Yeah,
really
that means
boring
no more
fucking
talking
show,
for the
though.
rest of the show.
WG for $10. Damn. Okay. Here's another one.
There you go. Stop it any time, dude.
Dude, you don't.
Yeah,
you don't have
we don't
to
have
do
to do
it.
They
this.
won't hold you to it. They won't hold you to it. But no, actually, if we all just shut up and let Mike talk, we would make a lot of money. He's got that accent girls like, so we'd be good.
Mike, how close are you to Wrexham?
Wrexham. Oh, man. I'd have to look on Google
That's none of
Maps,
your
dude.
goddamn business.
Yeah.
I was just curious because
Don't
I've
ask
been
a
watching.
man how close you are to his erection.
I've been watching that Welcome to
Wrexham.
Wrexham show with Ryan Reynolds and
Wrexham. I'm
yeah.
sorry.
So I was just curious. It's about Ryan Reynolds bought a
You asked
soccer
him how
team.
close he was to getting an erection.
Well,
I heard rectum. I was.
Well, he's on stream with Comix Division. He automatically has an erection.
This is true.
That is true, yeah.
I mean, I always do, don't you guys?
Jesus Christ.
He's
Oh,
got
you
the
say
voice.
we
I
have
do is-
3-hour erections, all
Yep.
under our desk, each of us.
That's right. We all have
Oh,
priapus.
Hang on, I gotta greet the
That is-
pump.
You guys want to
That is
see
hot.
Nick's erection? All I have to do is play this again.
Oh my God, the cock.
See? See, look. See, it's popping up there.
Oh my
Thanks for coming
goodness.
on, Mike. Really appreciate
12
it.
minutes later.
Sorry.
Like it's like it's the third time. I still regret it.
Absolutely not. These guys make me feel like I'm doing a good job.
every time is the worst time.
Pretty much. Oh man.
Feels
Nick's
like the
crying. Oh my
worst
God.
time.
I straight up am. I look like I just went through a
Feels
divorce.
like the very worst time. Yeah.
You still got your
I
hair.
look like I just went through a divorce. That's great.
Oh my goodness. Oh man. I think I'm out of cyberpunk stuff at this point. What do we have in store coming up on the next episode? If any hints you can drop.
XR7. Let's see. You caught me off guard. Right. More cyberpunk.
I know. At first, we're talking about cocks, and then wow, what?
Well, I was gonna say it's better than catching you jerking off. I mean, that's awkward.
That's true.
Oh boy.
Whoa.
That
You
is
just
the
got a
legendary,
meat facial.
Yeah,
Ouch.
legendary toxic man
Meat facial.
She's like, there is no divorce, but there is meat to the face, and then she threw it.
He gets a new mushroom stamp from a piece of jerky every single week.
That's right.
What flavor do we got this week, Toxie?
So this is Jack Link's made with 100% beef, tender style beefsteak, originally flavored. It is slow cooked and seasoned, smoked, flavor added.
For her pleasure.
I love
7 grams of
how she
protein.
does that like right after I ask Mike a question.
I know.
At least to give him
Mike,
time to
seriously,
think about
how's your
the
show
answer.
going? Yeah.
Well, you know what they say: any wife that can give you a mouthful of meat is a keeper.
It's that 30-second delay, comics.
I got news for you. That's not a wife.
Speaking of best fast food places, Arby's.
I love Arby's. That's where I took the wife when she had the first child. She
Little bit of
wanted
roast
beef and
beef?
cheddars. But anyway, Mike. So what do you have going on next? What's up next for XRL7? Anything juicy that you can tell us? Anything
Well, there isn't
thick and juicy?
I got
Any
news
cybercock
for
in
you.
this one, but go on.
Oh God.
Oh no, that's a bad joke.
Mike,
It was
give
a-
the
it's a
people
joke.
what they want.
Well, we do have a lot of dick jokes courtesy of, the band manager. So there's a lot of. But it's subtle. It's tasteful. Shouldn't have said that. But it's,
Tasteful.
Alfie's very tasteful. Yeah, I had no idea Alfie was a homosexual until many episodes in, and I was like, wow, that was well done.
Well, the funny thing is, I told Mike that too. It's like, yeah, I didn't realize Alfie was gay. When I went back and rewatched the episodes, I was like, oh, I see it now. You see the subtle hints that are dropped throughout the episodes, and they're fucking hilarious.
Cheers, buddy. Yeah, I think that's subtlety is a theme of the show. It's funny because this side series where we're doing the shorts with Alfie, like doing some stuff. Loads of the times where, because the episodes I basically write myself, but those ones me and his voice actor Roggers, we go back and forth, and he improvs quite a lot, and a lot of that is he comes up with a lot of dirty jokes, man, a lot of sexual humor, and I'm always trying to dial it back a little bit because it's just a little bit on the nose, I don't know if you noticed, he's got like a favorite porn star called Butch Climax that he likes. There's all sorts of little things going on.
Butch.
Oh, dude,
He likes the leather. Butch.
But this next episode does not involve that, but it does involve some Dick's Division voices.
Oh, all right.
Oh man, I'm looking.
Oh
looking
yeah,
forward
I
to
can't
it.
wait till you have Salty Pecker on. That will be a great show. Great show with Dick's with Butch Climax. That's right. We don't quite know if Butch is male or female, but it doesn't really matter. We're all inclusive here. I mean, he does drive a Subaru.
At some point, you have to have Hairmonger on.
Hairmonger. I see Culturist plugging himself.
Yes.
Not on screen. not on screen.
Is that what that sucks?
Oh, so that means off screen we can plug him.
No,
That's right.
what he needs to be is like a hair gel mogul. trying
You
to
don't
sell
look good. We don't look
hair
good.
products to Omega.
That's drug-laced hair products.
This is an all-natural hair product.
Who's the gatekeeper guy?
What?
Gatekeeper, right? That's his name.
The
Sorry.
Duke.
Yeah, Duke. So yeah, so Culture is working for the Duke as
Funny.
as
Yeah, but yeah,
shimmering
just-
casino.
Just bring the scripts on, man.
Trying to make his
believe
way to
me.
Wrexham, Wales.
He writes
Oh
himself.
man.
Yeah. So yeah. Butch is a nice guy. That's what I hear.
Wrexham. Damn well killed him.
Damn near killed him.
No,
That's right.
actually, totally off topic.
Oh, boy.
Where is the district at? What part of the country, or not the country, but the world actually? What country?
It's kind of an amalgamation of everywhere.
Okay.
So it's a bit of everything. It's not one specific country. And that's why there's quite a few different accents going on. And that's how I justify that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Are you
Yeah,
going to
it's a bit of a
digitally bring in Jennifer Lawrence and have her fight everybody else to the death or something like that?
That'd be a little bit too obvious that we've nixed the districts there. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You have to pay her $25 million to appear in a shitty Netflix film.
Oh yeah, that's right. And she'd be underpaid.
Yeah.
I didn't get top billing over this Mike Evans creator guy.
Oh man. Yeah.
So no hint on who you're working with for the next song? Or are you going to keep that on the low and let your
and it
Patreon
down.
supporters know?
Well, the person after working with Andy Sizek from Monuments and stuff in the latest one, this next one, the dude is a little bit lesser known, so it's not like a massive name. So I'll just keep that till it launches.
Give it yourself, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I finally made it.
Yeah, it's Tom Connors, everybody.
Well, I do have a hit single that's in like the top 9,000.
That's right. That's higher
Yeah.
than
Ragga.
mine.
Yeah.
Tom's
I'm bigger than
special.
reggae in Acapulco.
What now?
Exactly. You just don't ask.
Don't ask, don't tell.
Don't ask, don't tell.
Whatever it takes.
So, do we want to talk about She-Hulk, or is
20
that
bucks.
just something?
Yeah, we will.
I think Jacob's head will explode if we don't.
Let's talk about it. I know that you haven't watched it, but what are your initial thoughts of what people?
Well, I've got a transition here for us to go to the talking about She-Hulk.
What? You're
So let's-
transitioning?
Yeah,
I think
well,
so
not
is
me.
culture.
Does Mrs. know?
Is transitioning.
Oh.
Yeah, look at that.
Wait, do you want more or less people to watch this show?
That looks like Rob Zombie.
It does. You see what Alex was talking about
Comics
now.
actually now looks like Rob Zombie. Now, finally, this is what he needed to go through.
Yeah,
to
look
finally
at that.
Like him.
That smile.
It
all
looks
that
like the
stuff, yeah.
Green Giant if he started transitioning.
Oh, ho, ho.
This week on Only Hulks.
Only Hulks, yeah.
Only Hulks.
There we go.
It's still not the weirdest direction I've had today.
No.
It's getting there, though.
That's right. How many videos did you edit for me to do?
We're a 7-second delay. The wife's just laughing at this now. That's hilarious. Yeah, this is out on the internet forever. And you'll never guess who did this one.
This is Flu's
Core
comic.
member.
Core member.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nice.
No, I can't wait for tonight's meme fest. I'm looking forward to it.
There's a bunch of them.
Oh,
They
it's
put out a
so-
lot.
Oh,
there's so
last
many
night
good
they
ones.
killed me. I was
One
freaking
Shag
dead,
show with.
man.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Oh my
regular,
God.
yeah, they were.
Dude, the
nailing
fucking ranch dressing stuff with shags in it. Oh, that was
I love it.
fucking hilarious.
Dude, yeah. That
I was kind of
cool.
wondering what was the deal with the ranch dressing thing. And it's like, okay,
He told the story last
He
night.
got the
He
story
did. He
last
explained
night, yeah.
He
I
explained it.
really want to make it into like an animated short, but that's gonna take a long freaking time.
You know, we
Yeah,
know somebody.
you're
who
right
does
next.
animated
You're right next to
shorts.
Mike Evans.
He's
If only there was someone on the channel that was good at doing animations.
I wonder
But
if-
yeah, She-Hulk and
Oh man, core member just did it again, and this one's about culture in the toilet.
Oh yeah, let's
Oh, I'm
screw your conversation, comics. I want to see memes.
Pretty soon, in like 2 or 3 months, this show is just gonna be nothing but memes.
Memes.
Just meme after meme after meme after meme, to the point where we have nothing left to meme.
Yeah.
Never
No,
happened.
there's plenty of stuff out there to me.
Oh my God, the cock!
Exactly, coxa. I'm gonna have to get a plural going there.
So
Wow. Whoa. Hey now.
That's how he tweaked his back.
That makes more sense than anything.
Look what they did.
Imagine-
Boy.
Imagine taking the shit so bad you end up in that position when it's all done.
We've all been there. We've all been there.
Oh God. Here's another one. This is fucking.
I'm
funny.
never going to Dollar Taco Night again.
Oh, which one are you showing?
Till next time.
Oh yeah.
You flicked too hard, damn it!
Oh my God, that's freaking hilarious.
I think we scared Mike. Huh?
We always do.
I'm just taking it all in. It's all good.
Which means he's doing lines of coke.
He's like,
Yeah, he's
can I hide my face so I don't have to be associated with these memes?
Yeah, he's trying to get his wife's attention. Say, text me and say there's an emergency, please.
In his country, you can be arrested for some of these jokes.
Dude, get me out of this meeting. Remember, get me out of this meeting. Do it now.
He has an out, so.
Yeah, we only have a few minutes.
Like, sorry, my kid is dying. You don't have a kid. Sorry, bye.
I know it's tragic.
Yeah. Well, I mean, some of these memes, you just, you know.
Yeah, you're not prepared for them. They just happen.
Yeah, they kind of hit you in the eye sometimes, not in a good way.
Creativity, man.
Yep. Indeed.
Yeah, core member hit me hard there. I think that one's going to get featured.
Core member hits us all hard.
Well, you know who else is
Stabby?
Lisa McCracken.
Oh my God.
We don't have a cow. We've got a Brahmabull.
We've got a Brahmabull.
That's what we like to call it. Yikes and a oof.
That's way to go, Robbie.
Brahmabull-wiser.
Oh, good lord.
Bull's milk. It does a body good.
It is really the true king of beers.
So She-Hulk.
We're the sire of beers, literally.
Yeah, She-Hulk.
She-Hulk.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if She-Hulk has sex with a bull, it'd make a far more entertaining show than what we got. So.
Which is funny considering there was a bull character in the.
Yes, there is. We just had
There
it.
is, yes, and there might be some memes coming out of that soon.
Oh no.
Yeah. So this episode, Mike, I know you haven't been watching, but I'm sure you've been following. I guess people's
You're not
reviews
missing
and whatnot.
anything.
This
was not made for you.
No, it certainly was not.
This was not made for human consumption.
No, it
really
was not.
wasn't.
It was not.
Same bullriser.
It was Agatha all along.
It was Agatha all along. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that explains it.
This show, at least this episode, normally I find something amusing about these episodes, even though they're absolutely terrible. Was they really dialed up the let's be boring this episode, and
yeah,
they made a joke about the last episode being filler, and this episode was complete filler, and there was maybe 30 seconds of moving the story forward a little bit. It was
Thomas, thank
well,
you.
I wouldn't even call this filler, because at least filler can be entertaining at times. This was just nothing. I mean, the first 10 minutes was literally a montage of Jen going on a date with literally the only man in Los Angeles that wants to be in the same room with her. Then the next 15 minutes is her sitting down with a room full of men talking about her problems, and nothing got advanced throughout this entire episode.
Yeah,
and how the fact that she's going on a date with this bloke was really weird, because the last time that they saw each other, she was puking up at a wedding and doing all that, and I guess she's got a type.
Yeah,
I mean, it just goes to show you how narcissistic the writers of this series are, because since the very first episode from the jump, they haven't given you a single reason to care 1 ounce about her character in this entire series. They made her unlikable, narcissistic, and just a bitch throughout the entire show. And now in episode 7, we're supposed to care that she's having relationship issues.
Yeah.
That she has to be reassured isn't her fault.
Well, in comics, you said there wasn't misandry in this episode.
No,
but,
I said they dialed it down. It was
dialed
still
it
there.
down. Okay. Yeah, because, the whole thing with the whole therapy thing, it's just, it's another attack against masculinity. I mean, these guys are the most emasculated guys on the planet.
Dude.
And they're supposed to be... They're supposed to be costume characters type thing, and it was just so...
Well,
stupid.
the other thing, too, is they indulged in another trope, which is the whole thing with dude sleeps with a chick and he never calls her back.
Yeah, ghoster.
That was there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the
You probably had to
misandry
go to
was
work.
there.
It was Thursday.
Yeah, I misspoke. You didn't say it wasn't there. You dialed it back. But yeah. I mean, it's just... the only guys that she can befriend are a whole bunch of emasculated men.
No, it's just like the same thing with the hot guy they keep bringing back. It's like, oh, he's so great. It's like he's basically a woman. Like you're saying, your ideal version of a man is a woman with nice biceps, and then here in this episode, they're talking to a room full of men, but they all speak like women. They don't actually speak like men at all.
Because the show is written by a woman, so
They're
There you go.
every guy is either an absolute douchebag or a coward or both.
Yeah. And if he hasn't been portrayed as one up to this point, he's probably gay.
And,
That'll probably be
here's the
review.
issue: is there's plenty of good female writers that know how to write male characters, but nobody in that
hire
writing
any of
room. Yeah, they can't hire any of them.
Yeah.
Well, and
There's
I'm pretty
been plenty
I'm
of
pretty
men
sure
who have written female characters far better than these women are doing it. I'm just gonna say it because, well, you had 20, 30 years of men writing She-Hulk far better. Even Dan Slott, of all people, hate saying his name like
How
that
dare
in
you.
the good light, but he did. He wrote a great run, 17, 18 years ago?
I would say his run was okay. I read it.
Wasn't as good as previous.
Oh, Burns is
not
the
as good as
best, but
John
it's-
Byrne.
Oh,
And
no,
I
that's
can tell
one.
you this by I haven't really read a lot of John Byrne She-Hulk, but I did read Dan Slott's, and it's still very Dan Slotty. And it was okay.
So She-Hulk.
that's a new verb.
You said
like how-
slotty.
Culture, were you saying something or trying to say something a minute ago?
I have no fucking idea what I was going to say.
Okay, so yeah, as far as what Jacob said about they've emasculated him to the point that they're either complete wusses or gay. I'm pretty sure the Matador was trying to stick a completely different sword into the bull guy.
I know, and look, I mean, there was all of that stuff, and again, that is the depth of okay. These people operate at base level. The people who are writing for the show, they operate at base level. They write for base level. They assume everybody's going to be at base level. You're at your most core, which is eating, drinking, sleeping, and fucking. That's what these people think.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's how they write, because they are 40, 35, 40-year-old writers that never got past adolescence. Right. We are here joking all the other stuff, but we can speak intellectually. We can talk, in broader terms. We can put together a story that doesn't rely on, some of the stuff that we utilize here for humor, the dicks jokes and all that. This show can't. Right. They write at that level. And there was a lot
they write at that level because they live at that level. A lot of these people, and sadly, I don't like just shitting on an entire generation. Because I've met a lot of great millennials. I've worked with a lot of them, but there is a segment of that generation that are basically adult children.
Yeah, Nick.
No, Nick is responsible. Nick is he has a job.
They seriously
and pays his
don't
bills.
understand
And he's a
this,
dad.
right?
And
So
he's a dad.
one of the things that Culture and I have talked about is they've been given stuff. You write crap, but you're given an A+. You go to this college and you're not really learning something I would say important. You're going and doing gender studies or something like that, and they try and write their life experiences. That's what writing is. Mike is pulling stuff out of his life experience and his music, right? They've got none. They have nothing except this vapid stuff that's been on Twitter.
Yep.
Right, and that's what they're showing. Their life is, no man wants me, I'm drunk all the time, and I'm throwing up at my friend's wedding.
Yeah.
I mean, who seriously puts a wedding is an inconvenient thing for everyone in their show, except for someone whose boyfriend once told her, I'm not going to the wedding because it's inconvenient.
Well, I haven't watched the last few episodes. I've only seen the first 3.
let me tell you, it got worse.
Yeah, I've heard.
Way worse.
And here's the thing. We have rewritten this show 20 times over, 10 times better, on so many different streams now. That's what to me is the most depressing part of this whole conversation. Every time you guys talk about Shit Hulk, because it's like the potential is here for this to be a very hilarious show. And it's like they're doing it to spite themselves, making it very bad. It's not that hard to do.
Okay, guys, I want to interrupt real quick because we have 2 guests that need to bounce.
Yeah, I hate to do that.
Yeah, I hate to do that. Mike, I know you got to get going, man.
This guy.
Yeah, thanks so much, guys, for having me on the stream. You guys are incredible. The chat, the panel, you guys are incredible, man. Yeah, man, XRO7. Please do check it out if you haven't checked it out already. We've got all the music's on Spotify. We've got the YouTube channel with 21 episodes and lots of behind the scenes and other things going on. Episode 21 should be coming out very soon. Yeah, much love, guys.
I see how it is, Mike. You leave right when I make a meme of you. I get it. It's all good.
We gotta
Don't worry, I took it easy.
In this case, Mike is always welcome to come.
Oh, yeah. So I'm putting the link to the song from the intro out. I did it in Odyssey and also in the chat there. So go did. Wow. That's all I have to say is wow.
Yeah, if you guys missed it, that was awesome.
That was really off the top. All right.
But Mike,
was it the ball gag
we'll
one?
be in touch, man.
that's not.
I want to, I know that my audience, I've, a few more subs than you. I'd really want more people to watch and sub to your series because it is fucking fantastic. I always love having you on. It's a great talk, specifically about what you're creating, along with, what inspired you to create it, and the cyberpunk genre in general. So we'll definitely be in touch. And let's get Grant out of here as well. And
Well, before we do that, we're gonna
show that meme.
Oh shit!
Oh boy!
And I think the sound's on. And,
you gotta look at the title, otherwise it makes no sense whatsoever.
Oh yeah.
So the title is XR07 Nickweiser, seeing the memes from tonight. All right, so this is a reaction video.
Nick gonna fall over?
Nobody shared the audio.
You guys hear it?
No, the audio's not coming through.
You didn't share the audio.
Yeah, I did. Oh.
Not to us.
Not to us.
All you guys complain about millennials. Can't hit boomer it up right there.
I went to share.
I have
share
no
screen,
control.
Share the screen. Share system audio. Go to Windows. Select
Technology
that.
is super effective against boomers.
Can you hear it now?
No.
All right. Just send it to Comix. Let's just send it to Comix and he'll solve our problem.
Did you check mark the box that said you're showing
Yes,
everybody
I
everything?
did twice.
You're showing everybody everything.
Here you go,
I'm hearing
Comix.
it in my
I'll post it in the
headphones.
private
You guys
chat.
You guys just learn how to share
I know
actual
why.
tabs and not the whole.
What was
I
that
was
search
sharing the
that said X hamster? What is that?
I had turned off my system.
What's an X
All right, one sec.
Somebody here is still using a Macintosh computer.
Sorry, Mike, that this is taking so long here, but
I blame Mike.
all right, here we go.
There we
I got
go.
hit in the
All
head with meat.
All right, we'll get Grant out of here.
Thanks for having me on. Definitely make sure you sub to Mike's stuff. I've just gone there, and I'm going to become a Patreon member very soon. I absolutely love the stuff that he's done. Culture wants me to plug his channel. He has a channel, and there's going to be a lot of shorts going on. Yeah, definitely. If you want to grow your channel, guys, just do a bunch of shorts. I gained 400 subs in the hour and a half that I was here from it. So I'm coming just short of 15,000 subs at the moment. So
wow.
Yeah, just all engagement helps. So give it a go.
Now everybody go watch his bachelor party stream that we did and get him 4,000 hours or what?
Yeah,
how much do you need?
Another 2,500 hours.
2,500 watch hours is what Grant needs. So just go watch the bachelor party stream over and over and over.
And next week I'll be doing my celebration of however many subs I've got and my birthday stream.
Oh, very
nice.
Cool. Nice. Very nice. All right, guys. It was great having you on. Mike will be in touch. Grant will be in touch as well. And see you guys later.
Great song.
Love you guys.
Later,
Keep doing it, buddy.
Bye, Mike.
All right.
I see ya. Check
You're
out the
gonna cue me
latest
out? Let's
thing I
kick 'em
tagged you
out.
to, Mike, as well on Twitter. After you get off the stream, you'll laugh.
Solved. Sorted.
Goodbye,
Oh,
gentlemen.
okay, good. It's really good.
We get
It's
punched
huge.
out or
Send them
Are
away.
you gonna give us a slap?
No,
he likes Morbius.
Wow. And welcome, George.
Hey, George.
Hey, how's everybody doing?
All right, we got roughly 30 minutes before we head over to Odyssey. What else? What else we want to talk about with She-Hulk?
Jacob, did you get all your anger out?
I mean,
Look, you know, I will have to say this about She-Hulk. All the stuff that's been happening from the Fellowship has really gotten into these people's head.
Yes.
That is obvious. They are writing episodes, and there was a line in this one. I thought I wrote it down, where she's waiting for the guy to text, and the friend asks, "What about that site where they all had the death threats?" And she goes, "Well, online bullies. I just don't have time for them. I'm going to ignore them." After 5 episodes of saying, "Yeah, I'm going to do this, and we got Twitter armor and all that stuff," now you're going to ignore them.
Well, the funny thing about it is they didn't have to go and address any of us or any of what we've or the criticisms at all, right? That shows you how fucking far in their head we are.
Yeah.
It's like they think that they're owning us, right? Which is absolutely not the case. And there's like this one brainlet who made a comment to Gary saying, you know, they're mocking you. And it's like, duh, as if we couldn't figure that out. Fucking brainlet. But seriously, it's like, yeah, they're trying to make fun of us, but they're doing a really bad job of it.
It's the left can't meme, right? It's just like Ghostbusters 2016, right? We knew we got under their fucking skin when you've got like 2 or 3 different fucking scenes that are clearly, you know, about the trolls, and it's like if you left that out, then it's like just don't acknowledge it.
There's still you want to know how to prove us wrong? You want to know how to own us?
Good.
Make something good.
Yeah.
Shut us up.
That's the thing. I think they actually believe.
Not only will it shut us up, it will get us to praise it.
Get us on your side by making something good.
Yeah,
that's the thing. They truly believe that they create a work of art. They're that like that. They're that in their own heads that they think that they created like Shakespeare.
Because no one's checking them at all. It's like, remember the days of like when Hollywood when studios used to see like dailies to see the progress of how like films and TV shows were like coming out. I don't see how anyone in a room full of executives can sit there and look at this and be like, oh, this is gonna be fire. Like,
what's
crazy to me? I think they actually know it's garbage, but they have to adhere to the message.
Yeah.
Because if they don't,
it's all content now.
Yeah,
not to mention it's all content now. It's not about getting butts in seats. It's not about putting something out there that actually gets people's interest. And that's where fan baiting comes in and all that shit. That's why they're using that as something to sell a movie with, because it shields them from, in their eyes, from any kind of criticism. And it makes them fans. Yeah, and it makes them noble in the end in their friends' eyes, because that's the thing, and that goes to what Paul Chato has said before too, is they don't make this shit for the fans anymore. They make it for themselves in Hollywood. They're making it for their friends in Hollywood, so they can fucking suck up to them and say, "Oh, look what I did," you know. And that's why they're always toting this bullshit.
A good showrunner, Tom, and you'll agree with this because you and I are talking about the same stuff often. A good showrunner goes to the writers room and says, "Stop writing for other writers. Stop it."
Yeah,
because that's poison for a show. Because now you've reduced the audience scope to a group of people that write. That's it.
Well, yeah, exactly. That's the death of anything, right? You don't want to be a musician's musician. You don't want to be a comedian's comedian. You don't want to be one of these things. Why do they call them that? It's because that means yeah, you've got some talent, but nobody appreciates you but other people in your fucking field, which means you're not accessible to the broader audience. There's something about whatever it is that individual is doing that may be able to inspire others who can reach a broader audience. So whatever it is you're doing, it's not working.
But if they're writing to writers, I mean, there's nothing good about this writing. I mean, it's not showing off to the writers. I mean, if you're trying to show off for other writers, this ain't doing it.
Well, they sell it. They give each other high fives when they write lines about man babies and toxic fan bases. That's the line that give them high fives.
Yeah, they clearly are.
It's like Twitter.
We own them.
You know how I know they believe in their own shit? They think they're saving lives with the shit because they literally say those words out of their own mouths.
Yeah, plus everyone else out of the writer's room
Yeah,
except
they
for
did
themselves,
that.
just like they do that on Twitter. They got rid of anything except for their echo chamber, and this is just—it's like they're in a racquetball court, and they're just going back and forth with each
Right,
other.
but
They're
they
not
started
getting
that. They started that. They started that. Remember with the Eternals.
Yeah.
They really did that world tour where they were like, "We're going to save the world here with this
Yes.
movie."
Yeah,
I
they
mean,
don't.
when
Yeah,
you
you're not.
have press events where you're actually not talking about the film, but talking about how it's going to save them. I mean, they're really smoking their own product at that point. But the problem with the shows right
they
now,
are, George.
right? But the thing is that I think half of these people don't even believe it. I think they're actually probably have more conservatives in Hollywood than most people think. I just think most of these
there
are
is
just
definitely
cowards.
a lot of conservatives in Hollywood that basically they won't out themselves. I think the people writing the show are definitely not conservative. I definitely think they're leftists.
Right, but that's the other problem is the fact that when I've been looking at some of these shows, you know what I noticed? There's no one on there in the writing department, even most of the producers, the showrunners, that have any experience. I mean, they got bumper stickers that breathe and take a dump. I mean, that's it. It's like, you believe in our agenda, cool, you got a job.
George,
well, that's the thing.
Because it's cheaper. It's cheaper to hire these people who have no names. And I'm not saying that just because you're a no name, you're bad. Because there are people who could be a no name and be good.
Amateurs, but that's different.
There is a pattern. If you look at all the shows, there is clearly a pattern with who they got on the creative process. Emphasis, Dr. Evil on creative. They're all people who are all no names. And clearly, when you do no names, it's clearly a lot cheaper.
The writer of this episode is Zeb Wells, who's a Marvel writer who is known for doing a bunch of episodes of Robot Chicken. So they brought him in to do this episode, which was absolutely nothing.
Dude, so I asked it back. I asked it backstage, and I can't remember who all was there at the time, but they've announced that She-Hulk's going to be in the next Captain America movie.
Oh, come on!
What? There's no character development here. What character is going to be in a movie?
She's in Secret Invasion as well.
Wow.
I mean,
they're setting her up to face the leader because the leader's going to be in Captain America 4, and the leader ran that company called Intelligentsia, which they hinted at earlier in the show. In She-Hulk.
They did.
That's the leader's company.
Yeah, that's fine. I can see how they're bringing her in. What I don't see is a character that can be brought in because she has. There is no character development in this show.
Okay,
it's literally a girl dating people.
I figured it out. So that one guy that she dated, and this is what you pointed out last time, Culture. The billionaire, that's going to be the leader.
Yep.
That's the reason
it's
why
still
they
the
want.
same guy. It's still Samuel Stark.
No. Yeah, I was going to say they still got the same guy from.
He's reprising his role from the Incredible Hulk 2008 movie. Confirmed.
Oh, okay.
He is reprising the movie, and they'll probably with the memes where they're saying ignore those Aaron Matt memes from Intelligentsia. They're probably going to use that as a way to once again batter the fans all over again. Say, see, this is why you should take these fans seriously because the leaders involved with this company making the memes. This.
Yeah, but you're talking about plot stuff,
right? But you have the same thing happening. It's identical in Rings and everything else. It's go nowhere, do nothing television. It's all about either a message it's pretty much a teaser at this point. Every show is like a teaser for the next show. With just some filler.
Which is a teaser for the next show, which is a teaser for the next show, which is a teaser.
And they don't even know how to build tension like the old writers used to. That's the thing. Is it used to be you give everybody enough, and then when you hang them on that, you leave them hanging on that thread at the end. You want them to come back because they have to see what's next, not because you didn't give them jack shit until the last minute. And that's what a lot of these shows are. You're right. It's like nothing really happens. Nothing really happens. Nothing really happens. Oh, tease for Daredevil. Oh. Tease for this, tease for that never ever comes to fruition. Like there's never any payoff from any of this shit.
Anymore. We don't talk about the story. We don't talk about the highlights from the show and movies. We talk about the next thing.
Well, look at another example. Unlike Marvel, we're sitting here talking about Black Adam coming pretty soon because that's the next big release. A lot of us are pretty much convinced unless Henry Cavill's in the sumbitch, nobody cares. And all we know is it'll probably be a fucking cameo.
Right.
Well, here's the thing.
Sorry, Brahma. I knew you were going to say something. My bad.
No, let Jacob go.
This all comes back to Disney too, because if you notice, it's like Nick talked about this. A lot of the people that they're hiring are not experienced writers or directors whatsoever. But I think what Disney is doing, they've shifted to they really just want traffic guards in the creative process now. They just want someone who will take direction from the studio and make a competent enough movie. They don't want true writers and directors anymore. So if you look at the the New World Order, which is supposed to be the Captain America 4, the lead writer of that series, the guy's doing the screenplay. His only real credits were Empire, executive producer of that show. Then he was also executive producer of the Bel Air reboot on Peacock. So he's going to be at the helm for this next Captain America movie. I think the other guy who's writing it did something called The Iron Sky. So I mean, these are not guys that are well known for their writing or their direction in pretty much anything. But because they'll take enough direction for what the studio wants, that these are the exact guys they want. Guys, they want guys that are not going to give them any pushback with what they want to do with the MCU. And this is the type of content you're going to get moving forward now with all these projects.
Wasn't the producer of
Easier to
She-Hulk the
control
only
them
thing that
when
she
you have
did? The only thing that this director or whatever had done was Pickle Rick.
Yes,
That's
like
the
this
creator.
one, the
Yeah,
Jessica
the
Chow.
showrunner. Yeah.
Only thing she had.
Not Jessica Chow, the showrunner, I believe, is the one.
Jennifer Gao.
Jennifer Gao. Yeah, all she had done was an episode called
Jessica.
Pickle
No,
Rick.
Jessica.
Is it
Jessica
Jessica?
Gao. Yeah,
Jessica
Gao.
Gao. We're just mixing up two different sets of names.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
but my
and it's
question.
a great episode, but this kind of gag that seems to be running through She-Hulk would work with Rick and Morty. It's not going to work here.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Nick, you went to plot when I asked about Captain America.
Right.
What I'm saying is there is no character here. Is she suddenly going to be a badass in the movie? Because at this point, she can't fight. She can't do anything. All she does is complain, drink wine, and go on dates.
Right.
How do you bring that character to a movie?
Okay.
That's old.
How do you say Darius?
Darius.
Darius. Okay,
Darius.
dude. Yes, you are correct. Nazi cap. That's what I'm pretty sure they're planning on doing. They're going to be doing Secret Empire, which is going to be what the New World Order is. Because I heard that they're basically Chris Evans is coming back for it.
What?
And I'm pretty sure he's going to be Nazi cap. Yeah.
He's gonna. You don't tell me they're gonna. You don't tell me they're gonna do Hydra Cap, which was reviled by everybody.
They're gonna do Nazi cap.
Everything
You think he would destroy the character, the legacy character that he built for them?
It's Chris Evans. He's not patriotic at all. So
No, everything that was bad in the recent comic books is going to show its ugly face. But real quick, I want to add this: the most recent episode with the group at the retreat bothered me the most because they got one of the best actors that they could have possibly ever had for any of these shows in Tim Roth.
Right.
And he is an incredible, he's really good at dialogue. He's incredibly good at monologue, and he is very wasted. He is the only person in that room that is legitimately acting. And everybody else there was a waste of a chair.
But you know what? But the problem is regardless of how much money they have in their bank accounts, every day it goes down. You have people turning away from it. You can tell. I went into 4 offices this week. Do you know what they were talking about? House of the Dragon and the Hurricane. Last week I went there.
Hurricane.
What were they talking about? House of the Dragon and Biden. The week before, there was one guy who said, "What was that piece of shit I saw your video about rings?" And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "I turned it on for about 5 minutes, I think he said." And it's like, I had to turn it the fuck off. He goes, "I don't know anything about Tolkien, but it was boring." So I said, "Well, what did you think of She-Hulk?" He's like, "Yeah." After he goes, what was the one that he said? After Loki, he stopped watching. I mean, think about a company that's actually putting money forward to create Echo. Who the hell cares about Echo? I mean,
nobody. Literally nobody cares about Echo.
It's like a fourth-tier character in somebody else's comic series. And then you have, what really bothered me this week, since I haven't seen y'all, and I've been missing talking to y'all, was I read Charlie Cox's interview. He was excited that he wants She-Hulk to be in Daredevil. I'm like, are you high? This is the guy who worked with Netflix for the Daredevil, which was phenomenal.
Yeah. I thought he just did an interview also that said that Daredevil doesn't work as a jokey, gimmicky character. It needs to be dark and serious.
Bounding went in, and I don't understand. He's like, they asked, would you be happy? Not Bounding interviewing, but they covered the article. They're like, would you be happy if she were? He goes, oh my God, she was phenomenal. I would love to have her on. I'm like, what?
What were you going to say, Jacob?
No, I was just gonna say
Sorry.
these people are marks. I mean, that's essentially what it comes down to. I mean, they want people, like I said, they want people who look at these projects and be like, "Oh, I can put that I wrote episodes of She-Hulk on my Twitter bio, and that'll be my launching pad for other products that I'm not qualified for." Like, they're just a bunch of marks at this point. That's who you have now. But from Disney standpoint, from an executive standpoint, that's the type of people who they want. People who are just going to be a marks for, "Oh, I just worked on an MCU project. I've made it in the business now."
There's one problem with it.
promote
He
Marks
built
and
all
Black
this
Widow.
goodwill. Remember all that goodwill. 3 years, 3 seasons. People loved him. He built his following from nothing. When you heard his interview 3 years ago at a convention, he never expected there to be a season 2. He thought it was going to be a one and done. When it happened and it kept coming back, he was like, it's due to the fans. And why is that? He's like, go back to Stephen DeKnight, look at the production. Just look at the fact, and I bring up Rings because it drives me crazy, but they spent 1 day to train the character who plays Galadriel to wield a sword. They spent 6 months training Charlie Cox how to move and get his body into shape. And it was like, how long?
It's just
and I went
lazy.
and looked up. But I went and looked up how long they spent with Tatiana.
Well, you know that she can
2 hours.
throw
2
a
days.
grown man without touching him, and two behind her, just by force of will, through a closed and locked cell door.
Yeah,
so
that's
she
pretty
can
cool.
just make it happen because she's a woman.
Right.
Real
Yeah,
quick
that was
though,
a horrible scene.
Going back to what you guys think is going to happen in the Captain America movie, how on the nose do you think they're going to be with it? Will they bring Red Skull back and he'll be orange colored, or will he talk like Jordan Peterson?
Well,
Depends on
if
how
they're
desperate
getting
they are for money.
If they're getting the writers of Empire, then there's going to be bludgeoning you in the face with it.
Right.
Okay.
Red Skull will be
Well,
back.
I read some of that Spencer Hydra Cap run,
I
and
did
they
too.
did have Red Skull talk a little bit like Donald Trump the first few issues. So that is possible that they could use that, but I mean, I don't know.
But they
if
also
they'll bring
tried
that
to make
character
Jordan
back.
Peterson Red Skull.
Yeah,
didn't
but
they?
that was
run.
Yeah,
right.
he
So
just ran for
are
it.
they going to have?
Coats.
Will they have the?
that was Coates' run.
Will they have the on-screen character have orange skin instead of red skin, and then talk like Jordan Peterson? Just so
depends
they
when
can
it
cover
comes
all
out.
the
The
bases.
human disguise. They
When's it come out?
Just
It
a
depends
quick
when
little-
it comes out. If it comes out around 2024, you bet your ass. they
It's
will.
coming out in
Yeah.
2024, so
There
it'll be
you
right
go.
around the
Yes,
election
the
time.
stage
I
is
just
been
wanted you
set.
guys' take on that.
So, guys, we got 9 minutes left. There's a few topics I want to hit on. One is your article, Jacob, where you talk about Elizabeth Banks basically going,
Oh yeah.
oh, maybe we shouldn't have marketed Charlie's Angels as a feminist manifesto.
No. It's even worse than that. Basically what she did is that she tried to throw the studio Sony under the bus by saying that they marketed the film a way that she didn't want it to be marketed as. Basically saying like, well, yeah, they tried to make it seem
Bull
like we were
fucking
making
shit.
a feminist manifesto. We weren't doing that. We were just making an action movie. It's like we
You mean
have
they
like
told the truth,
3
Jacob?
we have like 3 years of your own quotes that prove that you
Yeah,
are the
yeah.
one
Oh,
who are
yeah.
responsible for all this. Not to mention you are the writer, director, and producer of this film. So you're trying to take
And she
no
was in it,
responsibility.
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's taking no responsibility for
Yeah.
basically her flop of a project.
Because she did the same mistake again that so many shows. They think girl power is a thing. It's a fucking slogan. And virtue signaling, you can't exchange it for actually having something to say. You
Well,
have
they
to
also
say
they're getting to the
something.
point where they think misandry is girl power, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And that's another issue because that's what we're seeing in She-Hulk, and I know that you mentioned She-Hulk in your article, but that's where we're at, right? Where it's feminism has turned into two things, or female power has become two things. I'm oppressed and men bad. Okay, that's what this is. And for the most part, I remember reading articles that basically said this isn't for men, this isn't for you.
Yeah.
And then written by the exact same writer, she writes another article saying, why are men not seeing Charlie's Angels? Well, you just fucking said it wasn't for us. And so did the director / producer / writer.
Well, and then she came out.
Banks.
And then she came out and blamed men for not seeing the movie.
Yes.
And what's funny is Andre noticed at the time he looked at the demographics because this came out at the same time as Rambo did.
Yeah.
More women went to see Rambo than went to see Charlie's Angels.
They want to
Well,
see
it's like
an
more
alpha
women
male.
saw Aquaman than Captain Marvel.
Yeah, well, that
Right.
too, yeah. And it's
Yeah,
like she
One
had
of
the
those
perfect
things-
opportunity to do this. Well, go ahead.
No, it's one of those things where they're trying to push like society into like this cultural direction of progressivism and intersectional feminism and all this nonsense. But they haven't realized it's like what you're trying to push. Like the country is not where you think that it is, because all you hear is like crap from your own echo chamber. So they think that women want, action movies that have women in it. Like they think that women want to see movies where women play the roles of men, and they don't. Which is why even women didn't go see that. That film.
You hit on something there, Jacob. What were the most popular franchises in the 80s and 90s and 2000s? You had the male action stars. Why? Because women want to go see that. Typical alpha man. I mean, from the beginning, you had Clint Eastwood, your Mel Gibson, your Schwarzeneggers, your Stallones, your Seagal, all of those, because they appeal to them. But I still think that we have, I think what they know what they're doing. It's the fact that they are like about 1% to 2%. It's the media.
Well, they think that they can redefine what the culture is, right? And they're failing it.
They're trying to social engineer it.
Yeah, look at Georgia Maloney. That's a strong woman.
Social engineer is a good word for it. Culture.
Yeah, and that's what they're trying to do. No, go ahead.
Like that culture. I was gonna say with the social engineering, they could say, "Hey, look," and they could catch on new generation when they put out these newer takes, revised, revisionist history takes. Like, see, this is what the story actually was all along, so they could get that generation who are still learning. Right. It's easier to influence and get them to believe things. So they say, "Hey, this is what the Lord of the Rings actually was." It's easier to believe them because that's what's put in front of them first.
Right, because they want to impact Generation Beta, which I think, what is it?
Yeah, they're not looking at us. They're looking at the younger kids. When they're putting out shit like She-Hulk and The Rings of Power, they want to get the attention of that generation. We are completely thrown to the wayside beyond humanary belief. That's all about getting the grip of the youngins.
Well, this is the reason why I say it's about us aging out, right? Anytime I talk about the culture war, is that they know they can dial it back now because we will eventually age out. And it's the reason why they go after the kids is because they know that they don't have kids, they have your kids.
Right.
Raise them on the culture that they want.
Yep. Right, but there is good news. I know this is where we talk about entertainment, but just 1 second, because I wasn't here Monday with y'all. You did see, in Italy what happened. I mean, that's a strong woman, and look how she has terrified everyone on the left.
YouTube took down that video.
They put it back,
by accident.
But that's a woman, and she says they're trying to take our kids, they're trying to take our religion, they're trying to take our culture and our values. We're not going to do it. And I think that's what will, in the end, destroy Disney and the rest of them. Because the fact you can only push a lie for so long, the people have now woken up. A lot of people before, I think especially before the coup, they just had their head in the sand. Once that happened and they actually started paying attention instead of just vegging out in front of the television every night after work, they're like, what the hell is going on? And then they had the coup. So, of course, they're like, we don't have anything else to do. Let's just watch that. But once it was over, you see the change. You can feel that change in the air.
It's a start, but you're going to need more than just the politics shifting. You got to remove everyone who is involved in this on an influential level, because more of these people are going to know who your, let's just say your Beyoncés and your AOCs before they know your local politicians. Because those type of people, like the kids will know who those are before they're going to know about the local politicians. So it's easier to get influenced by them than the local politicians. So I've mentioned this before many times, George. Like if they see someone like AOC and they'll see you're like gaming on Twitch and be like, oh, hey, look, AOC, she's a gamer. And then if they live in New York, like, oh, well, of course I'm going to vote for AOC. I connect to her because she's a gamer. So I'm going to go for
gaming of today of AOC.
You got to take the
same thing as Bill Clinton playing the saxophone on Arsenio Hall.
Yes, you're right.
Influence. You got to remove them, as much of them of that position as possible. The politics will help, but that has a serious lid.
No, the culture, obviously, it's down. Politics is downstream of culture, but that's what I'm saying. Their old tactics that used to work. I mean, they were guaranteed 8 years ago, 6 years ago, of brand these people, ists, phobes, this, that worked. People were afraid. Everywhere you go, they're like, I could give a shit what they call me. A lot of people wear it as a badge of honor because they're sitting here going, that's not who I am. I just don't like this crap, and I don't want my kids seeing it or my friends or sharing it around. That's where they went to. If these people were actually smart and they had strategized, they would have laid their message in by creating incredible products. Like the first phase 1 through 3 of Marvel, You create something that brings everyone in where you're like, oh my God, this is phenomenal. And then lay the message in subtly. But they're so arrogant, so full of shit that they think they can just bulldoze through everyone.
Well, it was all influenced by the money. And the problem is that they're about to, the people that are pushing this forward or forcing it forward with the money, they're going to be dealing with less money to do so.
Right.
And which will mean less influence over the culture. So we have to continue to push back over the course of the next 3 to 4 years.
Agreed.
I know it's a lot, but we have to. And
communism is great until you run out of other people's money.
There it is.
Pretty much. Now, before we jump over to Odyssey, there's one more thing I want to talk about. Mothma as Nancy Pelosi.
Oh,
yeah.
So the director apparently made this statement, and let me share my screen so we can take
Pelosi's closer to the emperor than Mon Mothma.
God, tell me about it, man.
It's the line right after. That's the laugher.
Yeah. Okay. So this is the very last paragraph of the interview. I'm not going to cover the other stuff because this is what he specifically talks about with Mon Mothma. It says, anyone who follows the canon, she's sort of a Nancy Pelosi character, isn't she? No, she's not.
Not in any way.
Here's a killer.
Yeah. She's kind of trying to do good or whatever she's trying to do, and she's losing. I mean, I don't know. She's a powerful presence in the Senate, but she's facing defeat after defeat after defeat as the Empire is taking over here. She's always presented as a very proper and sober.
Yes, Nancy is always very sober.
Is he taking the piss? Is that what's happening here?
Yes.
It's the she's kind of trying to do good or whatever. That's what gets me. He's comparing the senator that started the rebellion to this. Oh my God.
It's like, get fucked, dude. Mon Mothma and Nancy Pelosi aren't even in the same fucking.
And he's directing this crap.
I used to think Gilroy was good, right? And then I saw this interview. Tom and I talked about this a few days ago, and then because he's put together some good stuff. He has a history of some good stuff. This was not.
He was just sitting there thinking,
this
okay, it's the last question.
Propaganda bullshit.
I've got to say something, and I'm just going to mention Pelosi. It maybe.
So when I saw this, IndieWire article, I retweeted it saying, I didn't realize that Mon Mothma was a drunk.
Right.
That's great.
Yeah, regardless of what he's saying, though, Culture, because I think he's just catering to the audience he thinks he has. No. I'm still not disinterested in the show. I still think the show is not that bad.
Oh, another monster. You're
I'm
great.
not monster. I'm telling you this. Darth Vader, he's an asshole. You know who else is an asshole? That fucking Emperor Orange Man Palpatine.
I think the showrunners was insinuating that she made her money because of her husband's insider trading.
Yeah.
Well, dude provides vehicles for the postal service. He's got so many sweetheart deals.
Look, my husband's dealings on Alderaan have nothing to do with my ability to run the Senate.
The house.
The house of my house is none of your business.
Okay.
Stop crapping on my front porch.
What I drink in my glass in my house is none of the business.
Stay out of my ice cream.
Look, Kate, thanks for look at all these super chats coming in at the end. We're gonna have to deal with some of this on the Odyssey side.
We're gonna have to deal with them right now. So we'll do.
Let's knock them out.
All
right.
In case they can't get on Odyssey.
Yeah.
Mods,
J.A.F.O.
if you can start dropping the Odyssey link, that would be fantastic.
Yeah.
Yes,
you know what, Brahma? You're a mod. Work, bitch.
Whoa! All right, let's do this. J.A.F.O. for $4.99. Fast food is worthless. Tonight's episode is brought to you by Sweet Potatoes. Mix it, mash. Eat it off of Culture's crack. Tasty.
No, Culture's crack. No.
Mrs. Flute for $5. I do like me a good accent. No.
Referring to Mike, by the way.
Yeah. Mrs. Flute for another $5. Oh my God, boys, you are all 12 years old,
We
boys
are.
at heart.
You noticed the puppet avatar?
Yes, I did.
Yeah,
She's been on florals.
I know.
I'm
I've been
having a
watching
good
it.
time.
That was the face reveal.
Yeah.
WG for $5. I saw that, and here's matching fiver.
Oh,
thank you, WG.
Yeah,
Pinochet's helicopter tours for $2. Someone should start a make She-Hulk trans campaign.
we could actually. I think it'd be
I wanted
great.
to say, you know,
That's the funny part. Is the
Can
best
I-
way of
can I-
trolling them is to actually do shit like that.
Comix Division is
Oh.
a jelly and slave girl. That's
Someone
not.
had mentioned just real quick. Someone had mentioned that the wedding episode, the girl who had their wedding in the last episode was in fact a trans actor. I didn't
Trans
even know that
woman.
until after fact.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know what? It's not important that whoever it is, as long as they're good in the role. And I thought she was good in that
nobody
role.
cares, and I didn't even know, and nobody cares. And here's the other thing.
Az
Then
cares
what?
because you
Who's,
said something about her having a nice rack, and we just made a complete joke of it on nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
Fact.
Of course.
Yeah.
But look, let's do this. Let's talk about the fact that Jen Walters is. By the way, Maslany, she is not unattractive, right?
She is in this show.
Are you kidding
Right,
me?
because they dress her.
You need new glasses, culture.
Culture's in a lot of
At this
pain.
point, I wish
and,
you were all
yeah.
about the cock.
Thicker.
I might finish a thought today. They dress her in a potato sack. Again,
That's true.
they do this every damn time with these female characters, trying
Yeah.
to downplay them as much as possible.
How else are they gonna fight the male gaze culture?
Well,
Yes.
you know what? And then she turns into She-Hulk. She's like, "Well, how does everybody like me when I like that?" I'm like, "Fuck you! You look like a goddamn fucking potato sack when you're in your human form."
I didn't care for her on Orphan Black either. That
Oh,
was the
I
other
did. I
show
thought
she
she
was
was
on,
great.
wasn't she? That I
She's
just
been
don't
on
find her
a
that
few-
attractive.
Well,
I don't think she's like the most attractive woman. I thought she looked better in Orphan Black, but
She did. But
She did look better. I still don't
flat.
find her attractive.
What to
I mean,
figure? She's a stick. You're gonna get toothpicks, splinters looking at her. Come on, she's like.
all right, we got to keep going on, man. Binary Bar,
Hey.
$10. YouTube recommended a video by a certain YouTuber whose name rhymes with Cheeto.
Oh boy.
He was talking about Rings of Power.
R.I.P.
Yeah, out of curiosity, I watched the first few minutes. He said his favorite part was the Harfoots.
Oh boy.
What? Who said this?
Who is a YouTuber that rhymes with Cheeto?
I have no idea.
Keto?
Yeah. I'm guessing Vito.
We're not.
Oh, hey, Darth Vader Ginsburg.
You
How
mean
about
the-
you meet me out in the outer ring? How about that?
Magic Max for $5. Y'all, we are in their heads. Monetize it more.
She's not wrong.
No, we
Oh
should
God,
definitely
I'm
do that.
sounding like Culture.
No, it was Vito. Yeah.
All right.
Toxic Man Flu for $10. Distribution money grab number 23. Take a dip in the Culture Casino Ranch Dressing Pool. Remember to bring all your leafy greens and a warm up. And warm up that wrist.
Hey, look,
Right.
all I have to say is me and Shagsworth, we were dipping
Matched.
into the ranch dip.
That ranch
you,
ain't
WG.
gonna mix itself, buddy.
That's right.
me and Nick had some fun with them last week too.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
Mrs. X
man.
Tickle Trunk X.
Yes.
It's I feel like the shows are getting progressively better and better every show we have. It's just it's great.
Only when he oils his beard.
So what you're saying is since Comix was on and then Culture was on, or no, Culture was on, then Comix was on, and then me and Nick were on. Me and Nick were the better guests because it's getting better and better.
Well,
Is that where that
We have
goes?
to have, we have to have him on again, you know.
Oh, I don't know what happened. Oh, I didn't realize Brahma was in Florida. Oh, that's too bad. That's too bad. He must have been out there with Ryan, drunk, and had sex with Brie Larson. Yeah.
For that imagery talks, you need to remove yourself.
Never go full
You're right, I
redneck.
do.
Yeah. All right. Mr. Tickle Trunk for 10 Canadian pesos. Psychology plays difference in
Play
teen
differences.
boys.
in-
Yeah. Play third person girls
Inserted.
girls inserted themselves into the toys and dolls. People weren't raised out of the childish drive to be
That's
an
it.
adult. One thing that Liddy Gravemaster says is that boys want to live the fantasy, girls want to control it.
Yep.
So
yeah, that's why we end up sometimes being the party of rescue, and it puts us at a disadvantage. And that's what a lot of the men's power groups are trying to change.
Yes. Toxic Man Flu for $10. Division Ranch money grab number 15. The Krigler Coffee Challenge. Eat 4 Taco Bell burritos. Chug 3 cups of Krigler's Catalyst blend, and then wait for the magic to begin.
It ends up like Casino in front of that toilet.
Yep.
Indeed. Mags for another $5. Pelosi is Mon Mothma. Blah. More like Crypt Keeper.
Crypt Keeper.
Fucking for sure.
Yeah.
Mr. Tickle Trunk for another 2 Canadians. So Pelosi will rebel against herself. What the fuck?
Right,
Yeah.
With enough ice cream, anything's
Well, she's
possible.
playing both the Emperor and Mon Mothma.
I don't know. She's playing herself.
Yeah.
This is
I
how
think
democracy
the Emperor is her
dies.
final form.
Yes. KJ for $1.99. Doing good for the bank account.
There you go. Thanks, Kate.
Thank you, Kate.
Thank you.
Mrs. Flu for $5. Magic Mags. Isn't Nancy the Crypt Keeper's mom or granny? I think.
Oh shoot.
Okay. We have gotten through all the super chats, and we are heading over to the Odyssey side of the house. But before we do that, we all want to say goodbye to you folks. So,
are we doing the meme review or not?
Meme review. We'll hit the meme review.
Oh, you son of you!
Good. Get the meme reviews
because
because I'm gonna need a drink after tonight.
I needed a lot of drinks.
We got 5 minutes for meme review, and then we have to head over.
Yeah, we gotta go.
Okay. All right, because there's a lot of them. All right, here we go.
Oh,
All right,
Jesus Christ.
let's see
Starting
if we
off
can. Did you hear the sound though?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
Oh
that's
my
too bad.
God, the cock.
Exactly.
Culture
All
lost his Twinkie.
So here's no green. King Kong. I thought that would. Yeah, that was great.
Noise.
Wow.
And this, of course.
Oh my God, the cock.
Oh my God!
Oh my God, the cock.
Yeah. So yeah, I got that one. I'm going to do this. Mark.
Save.
All right.
There you go.
There we go. And then,
Blatant
this
theft.
is my favorite of the night. The Buffalo Man sauce.
Buffalo Man sauce.
Oh, Equay.
Oh yeah.
It goes on everything.
They've
When
been
you need a
killing it.
manly sauce, get Buffalo Man sauce.
Buffalo Man.
I saw this today.
That's
Only third,
fucking
huh?
hilarious.
Yeah, only third. Only third. Well, that's because he didn't get the order right at the fast food challenge.
There you go.
Yeah. So this, yeah. Please help this young man find his father. He's in dire need of a testicular transplant, and the father may
Jesus.
be the only viable donor. So there you go.
That's terrifying.
Devil Made Me Do It is quite.
We have
evil.
already excluded Jerry Garcia and Jeff Bridges.
Dude, Devil Made Me Do It. Fucking fire.
That's like the perfect come and take it picture. You can
What the fuck is this shit?
All right,
Oh.
next. Oh, no. The rest of the other audience.
Yeah. That's.
I'm blind.
You're blind. He shot his dick off. Oh.
I may have been. Wow.
Mount Dix National Memorial. Look at that.
Lovely Sherry.
Comics knows something none of us don't. That he
Oh,
just
yeah, she's
shat
been
himself.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
that. Fart.
Sherry's
Comics
good.
farted. We're all
Comics
just.
farted.
I'm like,
Sherry's
yeah, you
been
see my face. I'm like,
killing it.
oh, comics, go.
And it up.
Mine is
That was very topical. I love this one.
Yes.
Orange Mean Bad has been doing. I love Orange Mean Bad. And
Oh,
his,
you guys are crushing
yeah,
it.
that's just a great avatar.
Oh, well
That is a
done.
great avatar.
And then this one
Oh.
is Division Training. Come on. Hey, Corey,
Those
the
are
back.
stone cold killers over there.
I got
Oh,
some
yeah.
pretty good form.
Right. We're looking good. Right there.
You ever seen a grown man naked?
I see you got a lot of hair there. Can I sniff it?
Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
The audio
face
is
you
still
make when
playing, Boomer.
When anything happens because you're a strong woman in a Disney
which
Plus
audio
show.
is still playing?
Yeah, that one.
That
one.
Yeah.
Sorry.
There we go.
Oh, damn it, Brahma.
I was born in the
Scrotum
60s.
hair.
This is so
What?
good.
The
Oh boy.
Dude. Core member just outdid himself again.
What the hell?
I love that I've seen this one about 6 or 7
I know,
different
I
ways,
know,
and it's
I know.
always comics.
It's
Yeah,
comics,
it
and
is.
I'm like in the back. Look at it. I'm like right there, like, see it, kid.
I even did that one at one point, and it was definitely comics.
yeah, I think you started off with that one.
Okay.
Funny enough.
Oh, this is the one of them that I did. Sorry.
Oh, that's funny.
Still good.
Don't jump.
And this was my favorite that I did for this stream, so I'm gonna plug
I
myself.
see dead people.
I see dead people.
Jackie? Where's Jackie?
Jackie?
Where's Jackie at?
Oh, Jackie.
Now you need to do a little video where he sees dead people, and you just do the loop where he's saying, "Where's Jackie?" and then
Where's
it shows
Jackie
that car
and
wreck
Jackie
because
and
there was video of that car wreck.
Yep. And this one, we've been doing some of these.
Those are. I
that.
like that. I would.
I
you should
like those
probably
a
add
lot.
some sound to that.
The Dick's
Yeah,
Fathers.
I think if I can get comics to say freedom is always on the right side of history, we
Hey,
can
comics,
add some sound to
everybody
that.
shut up a sec. Comics, say it.
Freedom is always on the right side of history.
Oh, god damn it, you ruined the clip.
And culture just couldn't hold it for 1 second.
Okay, how do you want me to do? Do you want me to do regular voice? Or do you want me to do Comics Division stuff?
Do the Comics Division voice, but you can do it here.
All
and you
right,
can
let's
just send
let
me an audio
comics
file.
talk.
Okay, shut up.
Now I got performance anxiety.
Freedom is on the right side of history.
Just do it in a video and say, I'm your producer.
I'll-
you know
I'll-
where
I'll just record
you
and
do
I'll
that.
send it to you.
But
right.
yes,
Send it to
this
me,
is
yeah.
rather disturbing.
It was.
Jesus Christ.
That's 70s rock fan who I am very disturbed by there. Okay.
Dick's Division produce. Just add water.
And I
This
get
one
the
we
all
saw,
along.
I think
Yeah.
we saw the rest of them. And
Did you,
yeah,
did you play
this
any
is
of the
worth a
ones
second look.
I made in the beginning.
Yeah. Which one?
The
There's a new
the
one
video
that
ones I
a
made
member
on
did
the
2
thread.
minutes ago. You
Okay.
want to see this. It's a Brahmabull one.
What the
Yeah, show us
hell
your
is up
DM.
with
What
this
do you have
computer?
going on here?
While he's looking for it, you can share this other one. There.
Yeah, I'll share those other ones and get my
A lot
DMs
of
out of there.
questionable stuff.
All right, gang, we got to call it. We're gonna be heading over. That's hilarious.
Where's it?
We gotta head over to
Bastard,
Odyssey,
you're killing
folks.
it, man. I
We're
love
gonna
it.
go play the credits. Everybody, say hi real quick and where you're from and what you're gonna do and where's your channel at? Where's the channel? Is the channel in here?
Don't jump.
Don't jump.
Culture Casino channel everywhere. See ya.
Side reviews. Good night.
Brahmabull,
32
I have a
flavors
channel.
of Ni-
Oh,
ahead.
sorry.
All right, 32 flavors of Nickweiser on the YouTube world. I'm on Gilded and BitChute and Odyssey. Thank you for
Green.
being here.
Rock
I need
boy.
12
Stay
to
long, hard,
250.
strong.
Rock boy.
I am New Green Rocks. You can catch me on Superman. If you wasn't scared of Green Rocks on YouTube, on the Midweek Hump, and on the Legion of Memers, where I make content every week. So go check it out.
You got merch too. Legion of
I
Memers
do have
merch.
merch.
It's
Somebody,
side.
all y'all getting those mugs. Thank you so much. I love seeing those pictures and the shirts. Oh, they're great. Thank
I
you
got
so
2
much.
mugs. I got the stickers. Go get the merch.
I can't
Legion
wait
of
to see
Memers.
it,
Search it. Teespring.
I don't got nothing to plug. I'm just gonna say if Jacob was wearing glasses, we'd be like twins.
Oh, that's true.
Yep. Brahma, I know you
Like-
kind of got.
It's like the Dudley Boys back in the day.
Go Brahma.
Get the tables.
Brahmabull, I have a channel. I need 12 subs to 250. Then we'll do a live stream. So,
Awesome.
George, go.
Yeah, you can see me at Georgia Giant Slayer, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, and I'll be putting out new videos this weekend. And then Mondays on Base F Monday, and then back here.
That is
Have a great
awesome,
weekend.
dude.
I just want to say thank you so much to WG and the Flues tonight. You guys have sent a lot of super chats, and I truly do appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you to everybody else who also has donated, and also a special thanks to my amazing Subscribe Star supporters.
Yes.
You guys are fantastic. I do appreciate it. We will see you over on the Odyssey side. So go ahead and
Buy
roll
some
those
scrotum
credits.
hair removal cream.
When you need to get
phone
rid of
number.
pesky scrotum hair in less than 4 minutes, get Brahmabull brand
See you on
scrotum
Friday
hair
night
removal.
tomorrow and on to Odyssey.
Use them.
Thanks for watching. Make sure to like, share, and
Oh,
comment.
thank
and
God that's
subscribe
over.
If you're new
Oh, shit.
to the channel. A huge thanks to all the Subscribe Star supporters. Without you, Comix Division would probably be hoeing on a corner somewhere. Dark Brahmadeus, Elagabalus, Reuben Christopher Haynes, and Toxic Man Flu. Well, hello there, big spender. I'm Av, HMStix, and Roger the Shrubber. I'm a sucker with a lot of dough. 5 picoseconds, Crazy Catguy, DJO, and Zelashi. Take my money, damn it. AJ Speaks, Billy Go Boom, Brahmabull, Chris from the 80s, Commander Ed Straker of Shadow, DariusM, Dethangels Shadow, Dexidoodle, Digital Remnant, E. Clay, Gentlemanmad, J.A.F.O, Goes Atmosphere, Just Another Red Shirt, Katina Martin, LDH27513, LD Blues, Mech AG94, Mr. Tickletrunk, No Green Rocks, Pete Bickford, Pope Metallicus I, That 70s Rock Fan, TerminusEst, TZ Burton, user number 710C9719, user number 1021029A, and user number C32A7350. I'll buy that for $1. Captain Fandom Nerd, Colin Douglas, Jenna Lynn, Magitech Mags, Stand 4, and user C2B7C4F4. Thank you all for watching. You are amazing.
Your Odyssey exclusive starts now.
Thank you, mods.